All right, everybody, welcome into the high noon edition of Pugs Moran Live. That's right, we do this every day, Monday through Friday, high noon. And then we do two streams. We do two streams a day. So write these down. Make sure you know when they're happening. This is the first stream, as I said, every Monday through Friday, and noon till whenever we've exhausted whatever it is that we're doing. And then we double back at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we do the well, it's Pillow Talk, the Pillow Talk stream with Pugs and Parker. That's more conversational. That's me and James Parker. We talk. We get more in detail into single subjects or topics, and we tear them apart. And a little bit more silly, a little bit more ridiculous. The High Noon Show, where I sit here by myself and I just narcissistically go on and on for 2 hours. Telling you, sometimes I think about what I do here and it's just like, oh Jesus, do you not care what people think of you? No, he doesn't. No, I'm his inner monologue. I've been telling him this for years and he just doesn't seem to care. I don't care. Anything that is trending, anything that's a headline, anything that's happening, current events, trending topics, hot topics, whatever it is you want to call them, if it's happening today in the world, we like to copy it. Well, copy and paste it right here and we talk about it. Not anything in the world. It's actually, I do try and keep these subjects because again, it's Valentine's Day and there are parts of the world that the most interesting topics are like your dream date with Kun Yi from the K-pop band. I don't know. So mostly American topics. If you happen to be one of there's 3 people. I've caught 3 people who listen internationally. So that's pretty good. So if you're listening internationally, I probably won't be covering your, local stories. Let's see. Howdy, Steve. Steve is here in the chat room. Chat room is filling up. Let me get everything all set here so that we're ready to do whatever it is that we do. Okay. Good to see. Hold on. Just give me a second here, folks. We'll get it all started. All right. Should we jump right in? Why not? Let's jump right in. Today is February the 14th. It is the 45th day of the year. 320 days remain until the end of the year. As I like to say, get those New Year's Eve plans ready. All right. Sorry, I'm distracted by the top of the hour news here. But it's okay because I already have everything. What up, Jeff? Jeff's here as well. Let's see. Should we start with a moment of joy? Yeah, why not? Let's see here. Okay. Moment of joy. How do I share this? Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. There's I tell you all the time, I love the little kid moment of joys, right? All right, so here you go. Look at this little kid. So here's the situation. I don't know if this is a little girl or a little boy. I don't know. Is wearing blue, but the voice, you can't tell. At this age, you don't know. Is that a boy's voice or is that a girl's voice? I have no idea. Here's what I do know. This kid is adorable. So the kid is on a snowboard and he's got a mic. Dad put a microphone inside his or her, them. Don't do that. Don't assign them some provocative pronoun. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's a he or a she. So, but he's got they're mic'd up, and this is just a little kid on the snowboard all mic'd up. This is so awesome. Watch this.
Let's go, Dad. Let's get up, go in that secret path. Oh yeah, shreddy Dad. Someone's in our secret path. This way. You'll slip. I won't fall. Maybe I will. That's okay, 'cause we all fall.
Yeah, we do.
And Dad. Let's go down this big old hill. Wee woo! Wee woo!
Wee woo is right.
Dinosaurus!
Powdersaurus! What kind of dinosaur are you? A Powdersaurus! Kids quick.
I'm a Stegosaurus.
Stuckosaurus! Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I don't care. I need that again. I need that one more time in my veins. I need it. I need this kid.
Let's get
4-year-old while
going that secret path. Oh yeah, Shreddy Dad.
Can we also mention this is a 4-year-old? I can't snowboard this good. This 4-year-old has complete control. Can't really get up, as they mention later. They become a Stuckosaurus dinosaur. Look at this guy though. All right, so I like this one. This guy's just walking, and the kid's like, "Someone's in our secret path.
Someone's in our secret path. This way. You'll slip. I won't fall.
No, you
Maybe
won't.
I will.
Maybe
That's okay.
It is.
'Cause we all fall.
we do."
Dad.
Woo.
Alright,
All right, get up.
let's go down this big old hill. Wee woo!
Wee woo! Woo wee woo!
Tyrannosaurus!
I love this kid.
I'm a Stuckosaurus.
The frustration, the lament, the resignation. I'm a Stuckosaurus. Oh, that kid is awesome. That kid is awesome. Here's the bad news, though, for any parent of a 4-year-old who is that cute, and they are all that cute. Sometimes, and 4-year-olds can be bad too, but that 4-year-old's going to grow into somebody who's going to question everything that you say, who's going to have opinions of their own. They're not going to be cute anymore. And that happens typically around 12, right, April? Well, how cute is that? The cute wee woo is now something that I'm going to start saying, based entirely on that kid. Wee woo, MFers. Yeah, that's how a grown up would say it. Wee woo, MFers. Okay, so that's your mojo. See, mojo. I just came up with that mojo, moment of joy. It's a way to we all like to abbreviate. We all like things to be shorter. Moment of joy. All right, let's see. Let's get into some of the things that make today memorable. Why is today such an important day in the history of our world? Well, in 1855, Texas, here we are, Texas. The great state of Texas is linked via telegraph to the rest of the United States. We are no longer the boony hinterlands. We are now connected via technology. 1855, on this day, Texas is linked by telegraph to the rest of the United States with the completion of a connection between New Orleans and Marshall, Texas. I don't know where Marshall, Texas is. I don't know where 90%, I don't know where 95% of the towns in Texas are. Texas is too big. There's too many towns. I know Houston. I know San Antonio. I know Austin. I know Waco. I know Lubbock. I know Denton. I know, Sherman. Tyler. What's the other one that's like Tyler? I always confuse Terrell. Yeah, All right. 1855, that happened. Texas is linked to the rest of the United States with the completion of a telegraph line. Happy birthday, Oregon. On this day in 1859, Oregon is admitted to the United States as the 33rd state. I also saw something just briefly that was trending. On this day, I don't know what year, though. I'm not going to look it up, and it didn't make this list. And I don't know why Oregon made the list, but Arizona didn't. Arizona was admitted as the 48th state of the United States on this day. But I don't know what year. On this day in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell applies for a patent for the telephone. On the very same day that Alicia Gray applied for a patent on a telephone. Now, have you ever heard of Alicia Gray? I have never heard, excuse me. All right, I was going to say, typical of the time, a woman does the same thing a man does. Oh, here come the hiccups. All right, I got to get over my hiccups. Fun fact. Turns out Alicia Gray's not a woman. It's a dude. But I don't know who Alicia Gray is. Let's see if we can figure this out. Was an American electrical engineer who co-founded the Western Electric Manufacturing Company. Gray is best known for his development of a telephone prototype in 1876 in Highland Park, Illinois. Some recent authors have argued that Gray should be considered the true inventor of the telephone because Alexander Graham Bell allegedly stole the idea of the liquid transmitter from him, although Gray had not been using liquid transmitters in his telephone experiments for more than 2 years previously. Bell's telephone patent was upheld in numerous court decisions. Gray is also considered to be the father of the modern music synthesizer. Oh. So from him we get Depeche Mode, and was granted over 70 patents for his inventions. He was one of the founders of Graybar, purchasing a controlling interest in the company shortly after its inception. Now I don't know what Graybar is. This is how you fall into a Wikipedia hole. Now I want to click on Graybar and learn what Graybar is. And there will inevitably be, easy for you to say, there will inevitably be somebody else or something mentioned in the Graybar description that will take me down another wiki hole. And before we know it, it'll be 2:00 and we've only been talking about Alicia Gray, somebody who nobody knows. Let's get back on track. So he's like, so Alexander Graham Bell had a Nikola Tesla, like what Tesla was to Edison, I guess Gray was to Alexander Graham Bell. And we pick and choose our heroes, don't we? We let the courts decide which one we're going to remember. We're going to let the courts decide which ones get venerated as these great geniuses of our time. On this day, this is, it's okay. So obviously it's Valentine's Day, and it's also the day after the Super Bowl. So much of what we're going to discuss are going to be on those two topics. Trending topics seem to be wholly interested in those two singular topics. But on this day in 1929, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre occurred. St. Valentine's Day Massacre is like one of the most famous massacres in American history. And as I was putting this together, I recognized that, holy cow, this is the day of massacres. There have been a lot of massacres on this day. Nervous laughter, not approving laughter. That's nervous laughter because it's a terrible subject. But what a bloody day in history February the 14th is. On this day, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, 7 people, 6 of them gangster rivals of Al Capone, are murdered in Chicago. 2021 Clark Street, I think, garage in Lincoln Park, which is now, I believe, a retirement home. I think they knocked down the garage years ago and built like a retirement home there. Right in the middle of Lincoln Park. Chicagoans probably have walked past that site of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre a million times. I don't even know if there's a marker. I don't even know if there's like any kind of a thing. So what was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre? Well, here it was. So it was Al Capone, who was in charge of the South Side gang. South Side! He was vying for control of the entire city of Chicago. But the North Side gang was run by a guy, a little known gangster, who I certainly owe a debt to, a guy by the name of Bugs Moran. That's right. Hi, Pugs Moran with you here. Sort of a little bit of a shout out to the great Chicago gangster, Bugs Moran. Capone wanted to kill off the remaining leadership of Bugs Moran's North Side gang. Now Bugs Moran, he took over the North. See, the North Side gang, everybody knows Capone, but the North Side gang, it started with Dino O'Banion, who he was the leader of it. He got murdered, and then a guy named Jaime Weiss took over, and then Jaime Weiss got murdered, and then after Jaime Weiss got murdered, then Bugs Moran took over, and Al was like, okay, that's it. We need to kill. We don't need to kill the top guy. We need to kill the top guy and all of his lieutenants. So the St. Valentine's Day Massacre was basically a setup for the leadership of the North Side gang, except Bugs Moran didn't show up, but a bunch of his lieutenants did. And there's also a lot of people that say that the police were involved in this because although the shooters were gangsters, they were Al Capone's gangsters, probably Frank Nitti and Ralph Capone, who's Al's brother, were two of the shooters, believed, although the shooters have never been caught and never been officially named. They also think the Chicago Police Department was involved because a police captain's brother had been murdered the week before by a member of Bugs Moran's North Side gang. So they thought that the Capone guys kind of went in cahoots with the Chicago Police Department, and they killed 7 people. 7 people, 6 of them hierarchy within the Bugs Moran North Side gang, and a 7th person who, I don't know, just probably a bootlegger or something. All right, so that's the legendary gangster slaughter of 1929, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Also on this day in 1989, Iranian leader Ayatollah Khomeini issued a fatwa encouraging Muslims to kill Salman Rushdie. You know, Salman Rushdie, he wrote a book called The Satanic Verses, and Ayatollah Khomeini didn't like it. I'm not even sure that book is about, Islam or whatever, but whatever. Okay, so Khomeini didn't like it, and he told all the Muslims in the world, if you see this guy, kill this guy. Okay, so that was 1989. So what are we, 33 years later? And Salman Rushdie is still running around Manhattan dating supermodels, and he's fine. Apparently that fatwa didn't take. He married in the middle, like in the beginning, this was like a really big news story because he had to go into hiding. But after like a year or two in hiding, he was just like, they ain't nobody's gonna give me this. I'm fine. And then he became like a big public personality again. He married, He married, the girl from Top Chef, Padma Lakshmi, or whatever her name is. He married her. I mean, doing very well for himself. He still dates supermodels. Like, he's like 80 years old. He still runs around with Salman Rushdie, for a guy who 33 years ago had a fatwa issued against him. He's living large. He's unless he's dead. He might be dead. Is he dead? I don't know. Did he die? Because he is pretty old. Let me see. Let's see if he's dead. Would I know if he's dead? He also does a lot of talk shows and stuff. He's pretty funny. Oh, he's not dead. He's young. He's only 74 years old. Okay, I thought he was dead. All right, no. I thought he was older than that too. 74, still dating supermodels, running around Manhattan, going to nice dinners, taking in clubs, doing talk show appearances. He's fine. That was in 1989. In 2005, man, I can go on and on about this. I've used it. I use it a lot now, a lot more in the last couple of years since I've cut the cord. But I mean, for my kid, there is no, my 12-year-old son, there is no MTV, there is no ABC, CBS, or NBC. There isn't, all of these things that we used to watch, Fox TV. There's none of that. My 12-year-old kid doesn't watch any of that. My 12-year-old kid needs one channel, or one platform, we'll call it. One platform with billions of channels, and absolutely everything at any given moment that he wants to see, he can find it. And on this day in 2005, YouTube was born. YouTube is a monster in culture. It has changed. I mean, if you have kids, kids do not flip through cable channels. They don't need cable. They don't need satellite. They don't need that. They need an internet connection so they can get to YouTube and they can say, you know what I want to watch right now? I want to watch people reacting to dogs farting. And there you go. The next 5 hours of their life is just watching videos of people reacting to dogs farting. YouTube is amazing. On this day in 2005, YouTube is launched. I believe the first YouTube video ever is something called At the Zoo. And I think it's, I mean, I've seen it because, YouTube is important, and this is like the moon landing of YouTube. It was done. People at the YouTube offices, when they were getting ready to launch, they said, we need a video. So they went down to the Central Park Zoo. I think it's the Central Park Zoo in New York. And they just filmed some video of them walking around the zoo, and they uploaded it to YouTube. And that's YouTube video number 1, At the Zoo, or We Went to the Zoo, or something like that. So on this day in 2005, happy birthday, YouTube. YouTube was born 17 years ago today. Okay, so I talked about how this was a bloody day. This is a bloody day. Saint Valentine's Day, not exactly very, although, and we'll get into this, the story of Saint Valentine. I'm going to tell you that because that in itself is pretty damn bloody. You don't get to be a saint by having a nice peaceful death in your bed at a ripe old age. That's not how saints are canon. That's not how saints become saints. That's not the deal. On this day in 2008, the Northern Illinois University shooting happened. A gunman opens fire in a lecture hall at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb County, Illinois, resulting in 6 fatalities, including the gunman. 21 other students and faculty members were injured in the massacre. Yeah, I mean, I remember that happening, but I don't think anybody else does. I think the Northern Illinois shooting is pretty much forgotten by much more tragic, much more higher body counts or whatever it is that you want to call it. But on this day in 2008, Northern Illinois University was the college I went to without ever enrolling. That was all my friends went to Northern Illinois University, and I went to a college in downtown Chicago. And on weekends we used to every weekend for like 4 years, man. What are you gonna be in town this weekend? No, I'm going to Northern again. It's like I went up to Northern every damn weekend. Every damn weekend. I slept on floors. I slept in dorm rooms. I lived in a frat house. I mean, I went to people just assumed I went there. I'm like, yeah, I don't go there. We just drive up. It's like, it was a 90-minute drive. Every Friday we would load up in the car, me and the other guys that didn't go to Northern. We'd load up in the car and we'd drive up 90 minutes to DeKalb, Illinois, and man, good times. But on this day in 2008, the Northern Illinois University shooting occurred. 10 years later, this is 4 years ago already. This is another one. This was the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting in Florida, the Parkland, Florida shooting. A shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida is one of the deadliest school massacres in history, with 17 fatalities and 15 injuries. Yeah, that was a big one. That was when the big one. Like, honestly, those are the two. But when I think, like, if you were to go, okay, quick, name some school shootings, right, or name some massacres. God, what a dark game that would be. But I would think the 3 that come to mind are, of course, Columbine, Parkland, and then not in the high school category, but Vegas. Those are like the 3 big ones. And unfortunately, there have been hundreds of other ones that you have to go, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, the Orlando club shooting. Oh, yeah, that's right. The, excuse me, the Walmart in West Texas. Oh, yeah, that's right. The synagogue. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's just so many of them. But certainly one of the most memorable, the most tragic, and just it didn't do anything. I mean, nothing changed. I mean, you can just, oh God, now I just remembered Sandy Hook. Oh God. Okay. You know what? Sandy Hook is probably the most disturbing of the massacres of this era that we're all forced to live through. But I think that I don't remember Sandy Hook because I refuse to let it occupy my mind. But yeah, I think Sandy Hook would be number 1 for me. That's the one. So Sandy Hook, Columbine, Parkland, the Vegas shooting, and then the synagogue in Pittsburgh is another big one that I always remember. But okay, oh God, and then there's the South Carolina Black Church. Oh God. Oh no, and then there's the Aurora, Colorado Batman. Stop it. You're going to a dark place. You're going to start obsessing on this stuff, and it's Valentine's Day. That's right. It is. All right. So on this day in 2018, that happened. We also got a plane crash, of course. The Day of Death. Let's just call this the Day of Death, because that's pretty much what St. Valentine's Day is all about. Not love, death. On this day in 1990, 92 people are killed when an Indian Airlines Flight 605 crashes into Bangalore, India. We got some birthdays, too, to cover. Let's run through these real quick. Michael Bloomberg, American businessman and politician, 108th mayor of New York City, and such a bore. Michael Bloomberg is important to American electoral history because what we learned from Michael Bloomberg is not just any billionaire can get people to vote for him. You got to be razzle-dazzle. You got to have a little heat. You got to bring the smoke. You got to bring a little bit of charisma. You got to have a little bit of Hitler in you where you can get the crowd real ginned up. Bloomberg couldn't do that. Bloomberg's a big snooze, a big bore. Well, Michael Bloomberg could beat Trump. No, he can't. Can you imagine these two on a debate stage? Trump would fillet this guy. This guy has no comebacks. Please. But other than that, happy birthday, Michael Bloomberg, born on this day in 1942. Born on this day in 1944, Carl Bernstein. He is the less, in 2022, Carl Bernstein is the less objectionable of the two Watergate journalists. Of course, Woodward and Bernstein, who for generations were held up as the top tier of journalism. If you were in J school, when I was in school, that was all, well, we're going to study the works of Woodward and Bernstein. I don't think that's the case anymore. Bob Woodward has completely, he's played himself out of the Hall of Fame, as I like to say. He has showed himself to be duplicitous. He has showed himself to be more interested in book deals than actually breaking news or bringing down people. He holds on to shit. You think Maggie Haberman of the New York Times is bad, and she's been hammered the last couple of days for all of these illegal activities that she witnessed firsthand years ago, who held off on reporting them at the time, but now she's got a book deal, so she's putting them all in the book. She was holding them back. Bob Woodward has done this for decades. You think Maggie Haberman is bad? She is just using the Bob Woodward playbook. Bob Woodward turns out as a scumbag, but his partner, Carl Bernstein, happy birthday. Carl Bernstein's a little bit better. Carl Bernstein is not in the Bob Woodward category. Carl Bernstein still has some integrity, at least in my estimation. Happy birthday on this day in 1948, Pat O'Brien. Pat O'Brien, American journalist, sports announcer, entertainment host, author. Pat O'Brien from Extra, but also he CBS Sports. He did NFL football for a crap ton of years, and he was this nerdy kind of very palatable to the Midwest. They put him on TV. He wore sweaters and he had glasses, and he had a mustache, but it was a blonde mustache, and blonde mustaches are okay, especially if they're big and fuzzy and they seem like someone that, you might know from church. And that's what Pat O'Brien was. Pat O'Brien was that guy. That was Pat O'Brien's brand. Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Fun, Mr. No controversies at all. And then it turned out that he was a coke-addicted drunk. And how do we find that out? Well, do you remember the Pat O'Brien phone calls that lost him temporarily his job at Extra? And then Pat O'Brien was recorded. I guess he left a voicemail for somebody. And this person didn't like Pat O'Brien because this person released the voicemail. And it was drunk Pat O'Brien calling from a bar, trying to get somebody to come out and party with him. And I'll never forget the lure to get this person to come out was Pat O'Brien suggested they go out and they get a bunch of hookers and blow. Hey, come on. Hey, yeah, it's Pat. I'm down here at so-and-so's. Come on down and meet me. Come on, we'll have a good time. So we'll get some hookers. We'll get some blow. It'll be a great time. Remember the guy you knew from church? Pat O'Brien, Mr. Midwest. Oh, boy, did that take him down. But he's back. That was years ago. Now I need to know what. Don't you want to know what I need? Let's revisit the details of the Pat O'Brien scandal. Let's see. Alcohol. Okay. He's got a whole category on his Wikipedia page titled Alcoholism and Voicemail Episode. On March 20th, 2005, right about the time that YouTube was being discovered. On March 20th, 2005, O'Brien issued a written statement announcing that he had been admitted to rehabilitation facility for alcoholism. Around the announcement of O'Brien entering rehabilitation, a string of sexually graphic voicemail messages that contained O'Brien's voice started to make the rounds, particularly within the internet community and radio programs of, oh, look at this. O&A, our old friends Opie and Anthony get some credit for this. The drunk dialing incident consisted primarily of O'Brien in a state of arousal, repeatedly recording sexually graphic messages, complete with suggestions of drug use, on the cellular voicemail box of a woman who remains anonymous. So he was calling a woman and trying to get a woman to come out with him, and they would get hookers and blow. Wow, that's even crazier. That's he's into some kink. On May 4th, 2005, O'Brien was interviewed by talk show therapist Dr. Phil, which was featured during a primetime special on CBS. He disclosed the reasons behind his alcohol and drug abuse since the 1960s, as well as his experiences in drug rehabilitation. O'Brien also expressed remorse for the voicemail incident and apologized for what his substance abuse did to his family. Oh, that's right. He's probably a good family man, married, hookers and blow. O'Brien returned to The Insider. Oh, he was on The Insider, not Extra. On February 8th, 2008, it was reported that O'Brien re-entered rehab. It didn't take, apparently, for him. On March 5th, 2008, it was reported that O'Brien had been removed from The Insider. However, a month later, O'Brien resumed his hosting duties after Donny Osmond, who was his replacement, declined to take a permanent hosting role. Well, I guess those were the only two choices. The hooker and blow guy who you fired for the hooker and blow calls, and Donny Osmond. And when Donny Osmond said he didn't want it, they went, can we still get the hooker and blow guy? And they did. A month later, O'Brien resumed his hosting duties after Osmond declined to take a permanent hosting role. On September 18th, 2008, O'Brien was officially fired from The Insider again for writing a controversial email to coworkers, which insulted Laura Spencer. I really want to hear the Pat O'Brien voicemail. You know what? Maybe tonight. That's a reason to tune into Pillow Talk. We'll listen to we'll go through, jump into the time machine, and we'll listen to the old Pat O'Brien voicemails in the Pillow Talk show with Parker. What else? Who else is having a birthday? Teller, the silent one from Penn and Teller, born on this day in 1948. I've seen Penn and Teller 3 times. Their show is really good. I really like Penn and Teller shows. 1960, born on this day, Jim Kelly, the gunslinger, American football player and businessman and cancer survivor. Who doesn't love Jim Kelly? Jim Kelly, big Super Bowl loser, but what a guy. Born on this day in 1970, Simon Pegg. Who doesn't like Simon Pegg? Come on, Spaced, Shaun of the Dead. He also plays Huey's dad on The Boys, if you watch The Boys on Amazon. Simon Pegg, born on this day in 1970. Born on this day in 1972, a guy who used to be famous, who like you can ask, whatever happened to this guy? This guy was like super famous for a period of time, and now I get him confused with the Adam Levine guy, or is it Adam Levine? I don't know. Whoever the guy is from Maroon 5. Like basically, we had this guy whose birthday it is today, and then we went, yeah, we need a new version of him, and they just went with the lead singer of Maroon 5. Of course, I'm talking about Rob Thomas. Remember Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20? They were the same band, same name, same. Okay, can we get a band with the first initial being M and then there's a number? You mean like Matchbox 20? No. Yes, like Matchbox 20, but not Matchbox 20. We're done with them. All right, flipping through the Rolodex of band names. Hey, how about this band called Maroon 5? Is the lead singer hot? Yeah? Okay, let's do that then. And now we're stuck with Maroon 5. We had Matchbox 20 and Rob Thomas. Now we've got Maroon 5 and Adam Levine, whatever. Where is Rob Thomas? Like he hadn't been doing anything. What, did he get fat? Is that it? That could be the reason. Maybe he got fat and lost his hair. And now, nobody wants to see the guy singing Smooth, who looks like, your high school gym coach. Born on this day in 1977, someone who I keep in my top 3 of modern stand-up comedians. He is so funny, but you may not know who he is because he's Australian and he doesn't really like to come over here very much, but he's so funny. He's so good. Talk about a guy with an eye on society, a guy he is biting with his criticisms and so funny. Jim Jeffries, the Australian comedian and actor, was born on this day in 1977. He is incredible. All right, no real notable deaths on this day, other than St. Valentine, and we'll talk about that. But what is today other than that? Let's see what today is the day of. It's always something stupid. National Football Hangover Day. I'm not hungover. I'm not hungover at all. And we drank at the Super Bowl party I went to last night. We played drinking games. Like we had this we had these cards, or not this card, but this like little sheet that had all of these reasons that you had to drink. And they're pretty funny. I can go over some of them with you, but oh, but the food. You know what I'm hung. Can your bowels be hungover? Because I know. Thought you were on a diet. I know. I was on a diet, but I knew that I was going to cheat on Sunday. I knew that Sunday was going to be like a day of 5,000 to 6,000 calories. I knew that it was going to be I wasn't going to limit myself. Super Bowl Sunday. It's our national holiday. It's America's national holiday. And I was not going to make myself eat celery sticks and crap like that. So because I knew that I was going to cheat on my diet on Sunday, I decided to just blow off the whole weekend. I went off my diet on Friday, and ate like a pig on Friday, ate like a pig on Saturday, ate like a pig on Sunday, and now here we are. Oh, you know what I had? Okay, so, all right, shaming. This is fat. I'm a fat shame myself. Okay, so here's what I ate. I ate like 4 deviled eggs. That it? Oh, you're really partying. Oh, bear with me. 4 deviled eggs. I had probably 4 prime rib sliders. They were like these little sliders, but it was prime rib on there. Oh God, those are good too. All right, so 4 deviled eggs, 4 prime rib sliders, probably about 20 buffalo wings. There was like a mountain of buffalo wings. It was just, oh my God, it was just more. I'll have more. Why not? Nervously snacking along. 4 buffalo wings. But now we get into the real problem area. We had this stack of fried just garbage, and I use the term garbage lovingly. So I had these cheese sticks that were about the size of a Snickers bar. They were imagine like the shape and size and girth of a Snickers bar. Okay, so they were cheese sticks, with the bread crumbs on the bread, deep fried coating, whatever that is. It was garlic Parmesan coating on the outside, and they were cheese sticks. Except these weren't normal cheese sticks. These were macaroni and cheese sticks. There's macaroni and cheese crammed inside this. Oh my God. I had like 6 of them, and they were huge. I couldn't stop eating them. They were so good. They were like, they're from a place called Pluckers. I don't know if you ever had Pluckers macaroni and cheese sticks. But I have to go to Pluckers now just to eat these macaroni and cheese sticks. And then on top of that, I had like 10 fried pickles, also from Pluckers. These were bigger and longer. These were like big ass pickles. Oh my God. Fried pickles, macaroni and cheese sticks, prime rib sliders, 20 hot wings, a bunch of deviled eggs. Oh my God. Not to mention all the beer. But I was drinking light beer because I am on a diet after all. So happy football hangover day to all you folks out there. It's National Clean Out Your Computer Day. I don't know what that means. Clean out your computer. What? Huh? Is that a thing? National Cream-Filled Chocolates Day. Was that a Valentine's Day deal? I can't have cream-filled chocolates today. I'm still... because of my diet, my schedule, my how do I say this? The way that I evacuate the calories that I've been taking in has changed drastically, and it has caused me some concern. I'm a little bit worried about, there's been nothing impressive about the way I've evacuated the past couple of weeks that I've been on this diet. Oh, but that all changed after yesterday, man. I was afraid I was going to have to get a plunger. I thought I was going to need the plunger. Don't talk about that stuff. All right. Well, when you eat that many fried macaroni and cheese sticks, there's every action has its consequence. And I'm telling you. So it's National Cream-Filled Chocolate Day. It's National Donor Day. That means that's I'm a donor. Are you a donor? Well, why wouldn't you be a donor? Why? Because Jesus wants my liver when I'm there. No, you don't need your liver. Don't donate at all. Donate. Your soul doesn't need a liver. Whatever. If that's your concern, come on, stop it, folks. It's National Ferris Wheel Day. I often think that the Ferris wheel must have been very upset the first time it saw a roller coaster, because the Ferris wheel was, for years, it was the thing. It's like, let's go down. Hey, Pawpaw, let's go to the county fair and ride the Ferris wheel. And then somebody built a roller coaster, and the Ferris wheel was like, why isn't anybody waiting in line to ride me? Because you're slow and you're stupid. That's why you're stupid. I don't like Ferris wheels. I don't like Ferris wheels because I'm not a big fan of heights. And if I am going to experience heights, I would like it to be over quickly. And that's, I'm a roller coaster guy. But Ferris wheels, no, we're going to keep you stuck at the top. I don't want to be up here. And I would never, first of all, here's the thing. If I am going to a Six Flags or some sort of big city permanent structure, basically it's this. The only Ferris wheel that I would ever get on is a permanent Ferris wheel, right? One that has a regular maintenance schedule, one that has like millions of tourists who have ridden it, one that is fully backed by the city or by some management firm that stands to lose a lot if something happens. You couldn't pay to get me on a Ferris wheel down, in the Walmart parking lot when the carnival comes to town. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the people who put those things together? I don't even like to let my kid ride rides at carnivals. So happy National Ferris Wheel. Just a little word of the wise, a little from me to you. If it's not a permanent Ferris wheel, don't even consider it. And then if it is a permanent Ferris wheel, that's not even, a signed, sealed, and delivered kind of proposition either. You just gotta, how do you feel? Do you feel like you want to ride the Ferris wheel at Six Flags? Okay, that's fine. Don't get on a Ferris wheel in the parking lot of a Target with some traveling band of meth dealers who come through town once a summer. Do not. They don't have insurance. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. They don't know what they're doing. And you ever ride a carnival ride and you look at like the parts, you just don't. I would suggest don't, but I do because I'm a glutton for this kind of punishment. And you see like duct tape being used. It's like, why isn't there a part that you can replace? We can't afford new parts. Hell, duct tape does it all. Okay. All right. I don't like that the scrambler that I'm riding on is being held together. The arm is holding the cup that I'm riding on with duct tape, but whatever. And it's also Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, February 14th. That is the number one thing that is trending today. So as we get into the hot topics and everything that's happening in this day, talk a little bit about St. Valentine's Day. I have met St. Valentine's. What? What do you mean you've met I've met a lot of celebrities. St. Valentine's is probably, whenever I make my list of the biggest celebrities I've ever met. But wait a second, you mean you've seen his body? Well, yeah, I've seen his remains. I've witnessed the remains of St. Valentine. You know why? St. Valentine is in Dublin, Ireland. He's buried in Dublin, Ireland. He's not buried, but his remains are on display at some, I don't know, it's like some church or something there in Dublin. I'm not even sure what it's called. But let's read a little bit about the man, the myth, the legend, St. Valentine. St. Valentine was a 3rd century Roman saint, okay? He was killed on this day, February 14th. Let's see here. He comes from the High Middle Ages. His saint's day has been associated with a tradition of courtly love. He is also a patron saint of epilepsy and beekeepers. Boy, they take a backseat to his love thing, don't they? So if you've got epilepsy, St. Valentine's your guy. And if you're a beekeeper, St. Valentine is your guy. Why love? Why beekeepers? Well, because he kept bees. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea why it would be beekeepers. Why epilepsy? Maybe he had it. I don't know. Okay, but you're burying the lead here. What about the whole love thing? Well, now That's the big one that he's known for, because St. Valentine was quite the swordsman. He had ladies lined. No, that is not why. St. Valentine was martyred. He was murdered. He was killed by Claudius for the high crime of marrying Christians. That's right. That's why St. Valentine's Day is. Do I have a story here? Is there a little bit of information? Okay, here we go. Okay, Saint Valentine was a clergyman, a priest, and a bishop in the Roman Empire who ministered to persecuted Christians. He was martyred, and his body was buried at a Christian cemetery on Via Flaminia on February 14th, which has been observed as the Feast of Saint Valentine. The relics of St. Valentine and the remains were transferred to the Church of St. Procida during the pontification of Nicholas IV. His skull, crowned with flowers, and his remains were then taken to Whitefriar Street, Carmelite Church in Dublin, Ireland. That's where I saw him. Yeah, okay, so there it is, Whitefriar Street, Carmelite Church in Dublin, Ireland, where they remain to this day. This particular house of worship in Dublin continues to be a popular place of pilgrimage, especially on St. Valentine's Day for those seeking love. Yeah, that's where I was. That's where I saw the remains of St. Valentine. The name Valentine is derived from valens, the Latin name valens, which means worthy, strong, and powerful. All right, but that doesn't tell me what happened to him. Where it is. Okay, so here it is. Here's the story of St. Valentine. While under house arrest of Judge Asterius for the crime of marrying Christians, and he began discussing his faith with him. Valentinus, the Latin version of his name, was discussing the validity of Jesus. The judge put Valentinus to the test and brought to him the judge's adopted blind daughter. If Valentinus succeeded in restoring the girl's sight, Judge Asterius would do whatever he asked. Valentinus, praying to God, laid his hands on her eyes, and the child's vision was restored. How come none of these things have happened like in the last 100 years? How come there hasn't been an example of, all right, like how these things are all untraceable rumors, but okay. So he cured the blindness of the judge who had him under house arrest or whatever. He cured her blindness. If Valentinus succeeded in restoring the girl's sight, Asterius would do whatever he asked. Valentinus, praying to God, laid his hands on her eyes, and the child's vision was restored. Immediately humbled, the judge then asked Valentinus what he should do. Valentinus replied that all of the idols around the judge's house should be broken, and that the judge should fast for 3 days, and then undergo the Christian sacrament of baptism. The judge obeyed, and as a result of his fasting and prayer, freed all the Christian inmates under his authority. The judge, his family, and his 44-member household of adult family members and servants were all baptized. Valentinus was later arrested again. Oh, he's incorrigible. St. Valentine wasn't incorrigible. He just didn't learn his lesson. Excuse me. Valentinus was later arrested again for continuing to evangelize and marry Christians, and was sent to the prefect of Rome, to the Emperor Claudius. Claudius took a liking to him until Valentinus tried to convince Claudians to embrace Christianity. Oh, God. So St. Valentine pushed it. St. Valentine, he's with the emperor, and the emperor's like, I kind of like you. And then he's like, have you met Jesus? And he was like, oh, God. Away with him. It was one of those deals. The judge, Claudius took a liking to him until Valentinus tried to convince Claudius to embrace Christianity, whereupon Claudius refused and condemned Valentinus to death, commanding that Valentinus either renounce his faith or he would be beaten with clubs and beheaded. Valentinus refused, and Claudius's commands were executed outside the Flaminian gates on February 14th, 269. There you go. And also here. So, as the legend goes, and in the official account states that before his execution, Saint Valentine wrote a note to Asterius's daughter. Remember the blind girl that he fixed her eyes? Wrote a note to Asterius's daughter signed "From Your Valentine," which is said to have inspired today's Valentine's Day cards. All right, there you go. So now you know. Now you know all about Valentine. Can we stop down for a second though and talk about the man of the cloth writing to a little girl that he helped see from your a little weird. We don't now. Granted, we do not have the age of Asterius's daughter, but I believe she was described as his young daughter. We don't have the age of her, but I don't know. Apparently, Valentine took a liking to her and sent her a note that said, "From your Valentine." The note was preceded with, "What's up? You awake?" That's bad. I'll work that one out. I will have that one perfected by tonight's Pillow Talk. So just pretend like you're hearing it for the first time. All right, good. Let's see here. Valentine's Day, there's a whole bunch of deals. Valentine's Day deals is trending here today. And first of all, let me just tell you something. As someone who's worked in pizza restaurants, oh man, pizza owners love Valentine's Day. Love it. You know why? Because they convince you dopes out there to buy a smaller pizza at the regular price just because you want it shaped like a heart. What they'll do is, like, you want a heart-shaped pizza? Yes, I do. What size do you want? I want an extra large heart-shaped pizza. Okay, fine. And what they do is they make you an extra large pizza, and then they take the heart thing, like a cookie cutter, and then they just cut away all of the other pizza that would, you're getting less pizza because it's a heart. It's not a full circle. And then they still charge you the same thing. Some places probably even charge you a little bit more. Well, we have to work in the cost of the cookie cutter in the shape of a Valentine or in the shape of a heart. But there are a whole bunch of deals out there. Searching for a sweet meal deal or a heart-shaped treat for your Valentine this year, Valentine's Day isn't canceled amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, and more people say they are comfortable going out to celebrate. The survey found 31% are planning to mark the occasion with a special evening out, compared to just 24% last year. Some restaurants have scaled back hours and menu items amid labor and product shortages, with inflation continuing to rise. Expect to find higher prices in some places. But here are some of the deals, okay? Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts have brought back heart donuts, while pizza chains, including Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Hungry Howie's, and more, have special heart-shaped pizzas for a limited time. Remember, they love selling the heart-shaped pizzas because a heart is smaller than a giant circle. They get to charge the same, and they use less dough, less everything. They use less cheese. They use less everything. But you want a heart-shaped pizza? You can have a heart-shaped pizza. That's fine. Valentine's Day sales, the best Valentine's Day sales, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's some of the deals that are happening today. Taco Bell, you want to take your special lady or super guy out for some tacos? Taco Bell Rewards members get a free Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch Doritos Loco Taco through Monday with a $1 or more purchase. And if you're not a member, you can go to tacobell.com/rewards and sign up right now and go on, save yourself $3. Starbucks has a deal for Valentine's Day. Place a Starbucks order on Uber Eats and get fit. Who's gonna? Yes, I'd like a cup of coffee delivered across town to my office. A $3 cup of coffee. That'll be a $3 fee plus tip. What? Okay, but you're saving 50%. That's stupid. Who would get? Who? Well, I guess if you were ordering like 20 cups of coffee for the whole office, you might use Uber Eats. Oh, geez, it's so stupid. My kid loves Uber Eats or in Grubhub, But Dad, why don't we just do Uber Eats? Because you don't understand. And we have to tip the guy, and it's more expensive. Get in the car, let's go. But Dad, I don't want to. I'm watching YouTube. Can't you just leave? No, I can't leave you. You cannot be trusted. But I'm 12. You cannot be trusted. My kid loves Uber Eats. That's like a special thing. Like if he gets very excited. Dad, it's coming. We got to go out and we got to meet the guy. I'm like, okay, all right. My kid's also a ridiculous tipper. It's like, Dad, let's give him 20. 20? 20? Now, I'm a big tipper. We're not giving a guy $20 on a $15 food order. We're not doing that, son. Let's see. The deal for Starbucks is only available for Starbucks deliveries and orders placed on the Uber Eats app and not offered on the Starbucks app or in stores. The coffee giant said there's a limit of one deal. Screw you, Starbucks, with all your rules and regulations. Wendy's has a Valentine's deal. Wendy's Valentine's deal include free food, buy one, get one burgers, and a whole bunch more. Wendy's has several deals through Valentine's Day and beyond. If you order Wendy's through Grubhub, you get 25% off any delivery order of $15 or more. You get free fries. That's not just today. That runs through February 27th. Score a medium free hot and crispy fry with any purchase with a Wendy's mobile app. You can only do it once a week, though. Unlike McDonald's. McDonald's, you can use their app and you can use their deals, I think, every half hour. Or maybe it's every half hour, but then you got to go to a different McDonald's. That's okay. There's like a whole bunch of McDonald's. I have done that. I have ordered food at the McDonald's here on Lemon, and then I've driven over to the McDonald's that is like a couple of blocks away. I'm not sure what street that's on. And you just sit in the car and you wait a half hour and then you get the deal again. That's worked for me. A little pro tip, little fat guy pro tip for you. Dad, why do we need to go to 2 different McDonald's? Shut up and let me save a couple of bucks. That's kind of how the conversation goes. Buy one, get one free burger at Wendy's. Wendy's premium hamburgers are buy one, get one free for $1 throughout February. That is with the app. And again, that's just once a week. McDonald's, boy, I like this. I'm hoping my McDonald's app allows me to buy this on points. The Shamrock Shake is coming back. McDonald's unveils the Shamrock Shake release date and secret ingredient. All right, so that's of serious interest to me because I love the Shamrock Shake. Whataburger has a mint chocolate chip shake that sucks. I'm sorry. I love everything about Whataburger, but there's something about McDonald's ice cream. I don't know if they use like twice the sugar, but it is just the McDonald's soft serve ice cream, McDonald's milkshake. The McDonald's vanilla milkshake is probably the best vanilla milkshake I've ever had. The flavor is just, it's unparalleled. There's nothing. What are you talking? No, I'm sorry. So, although I think you can get the Whataburger mint chocolate chip shake year round, why bother? It's really disappointing. It's like, okay, kind of sounds like this is no Shamrock Shake. BOGO, buy one, get one free. Amtrak is offering buy one, get one free tickets for Valentine's Day with popular routes starting at just $25. Popeyes, love that chicken from Popeyes. Popeyes Valentine's Day, buy one, get one free chicken sandwich combo. For a limited time, Popeyes has a $6 big box with your choice of 2 pieces of bone-in chicken or 3 tenders with a choice of 2 sides and a buttermilk biscuit. Prices can vary. Also, through February 17th, the Popeyes chicken chain has a deal on its chicken sandwich combo. Is that the good chicken sandwich? Which was the chicken sandwich that almost brought civilization to a halt a couple of years ago? Was that Popeyes? What? I don't even remember. Oh my God. I think it is. I think it is Popeye's chicken sandwich. It was a good sandwich. It was really good. The spicy one was really good. They're both really good. It's a very good chicken sandwich. And I'm not a chicken sandwich guy. And I'm certainly not a chicken sandwich expert. So some of you chicken sandwich experts out there might be like, it was overrated. And I would probably say, you may be right, but you also may be a contrarian. So I don't know if I should believe you. Applebee's has a Valentine's Day special, $5 Mucho Sip cocktail. For a limited time, Applebee's is serving the new $5 Mucho Sips, which include the Tipsy Cupid and the Date Night Daiquiri. The Tipsy Cupid is a vodka lemonade, and the daiquiri is frozen. And that, I don't know, daiquiri's frozen. Okay, whatever. It's got strawberry mango daiquiri made with Bacardi Superior. I don't care if you're going to Applebee's. God love you. Hooters has free wings on Valentine's Day for shredding a picture of your ex. That's right. Go into a Hooters, shred a picture of your ex at a participating Hooters location or online, and get 10 free boneless wings with the purchase of 10 wings when dining in. That's today, Monday. Those who participate online will receive a digital coupon for the deal. See, here's the key word: participating Hooters. Like, you can't just walk in and go, look at this bitch, and you tear it up and they go, yeah, we're not participating. That's you can tape that back together and go to the other one in Richardson there. I don't even know if there was a Hooters in Richardson, but you know my point. So call ahead, find out if they're participating. Flower delivery, get 50% off delivered flowers for Valentine's Day through DoorDash. Hey, isn't this the day when like roses jump in price like 1,000%? It's been so long since I've bought anybody a Valentine's Day gift. I don't know. Papa John's has a heart-shaped pizza, and you can win free pizza for a year. Oh, God, that's a punishment. Papa John's, are you kidding me? Papa John's heart-shaped pizza is available for $11.99 at participating locations nationwide throughout the day. The pizza comes uncut because we don't want to break your heart. Yeah, that sucks. You got to cut the pizza. And through February 16th, Papa John's has a contest on Twitter and Instagram with free pizza for a year. To enter, share your pizza eating style on Twitter or Instagram with "What's Your Style?" #sweepstakes. Learn more about the contest at Papa John's website. So seriously, if you're gonna bust a nut trying to win Papa John's pizza for a year, I don't want to know you. Last minute gifts. Victoria's Secrets has the absolute best sales. So Victoria's Secrets has a whole bunch of special deals there. You can check out their website or just walk into a store. But don't browse, creeper. Don't be a weirdo. Don't go into a Victoria's Secret and just look at underwear. And we know who you are. You know, if you're like the guy in the mid-50s who's fat, if you're basically me and you walk into a Victoria's Secret and you're looking for like something really sexy and like you're looking at like small panties, don't. They know that's not, you're just perving, creep. I go out of my way to even avoid looking in those stores. Do they have those stores anymore? It's been so long since I've been in a mall. I don't even know if Victoria's Secrets is a thing. Firehouse Subs, reward members get triple points on Monday. Jamba Juice on Monday. Jumbo Rewards members get $2 off smoothies. Outback Steakhouse through Monday. Now, here's a good one. I like me some Outback. Through Monday, Outback has a 4-course special starting at $54. I don't like it that much. Potbelly sandwiches. Potbelly Perks members will receive a free cookie. Oh, thanks, Potbelly. Thanks for the free cookie, for being a rewards man. Is this my reward? You jerks. Round Table Pizza, don't know what that is. Tim Hortons, we don't have those around here. White Castle, we don't have those around here. Wingstop, for one day only, the chain is rewarding singles for embracing their boneless Valentine's Day with a deal. Boneless, because you're single. I like that. Get 70-cent boneless wings and $4.49 for an order of regular thigh bites. That's on Monday. That's at Wingstop. Bojangles don't have that. Chick-fil-A through Monday. Do we have Bojangles? I don't know. Chick-fil-A through Monday, get 30-count nuggets, 10-count chicken minis, or... Okay, we don't care. Dunkin' Donuts, the chain has 2 Valentine's Day heart donuts. I think that's also like the pizza scam. Krispy Kreme, the chain has 4 new heart shapes. Okay, so we're done. Marco's Pizza, Mountain Mike's Pizza, Pizza Hut. Here we go, Pizza Hut. Chain has heart-shaped pizza listed on its website. It also has 3 new Spicy Lovers pizzas. Okay, I'm not going to give Pizza Hut any credit either because Pizza Hut is only incrementally better than Papa John's. All right, so that's why Valentine's Deals is trending today. What else do we have here? Here, this story. Lonely Luke. Lonely Luke is trending. Yeah, we gotta take a look at Lonely Luke. Okay, so I'm gonna show you Lonely Luke. Just so that the story means something. This dude is trending. Let me make sure we get this pulled up. All right. I accept your cookies website. All right, here we go. Let's bring in Lonely Luke. I want you to see this guy. There he is. Look at him. That's Lonely Luke. Poor Luke. Here's the headline, and this is why it's trending. This is heartbreak as nobody turns up to Lonely Luke's an abandoned dog's Valentine's Day party. Oh, what kind of manipulation is this? This is legitimately a story that is trending. Look at this guy. He's Peter Brady. He had a Valentine's Day party and ain't nobody showed up. And he's sitting there. He's got his little free kisses. Ain't nobody want kisses from you, Luke. Ain't nobody like you, Luke. Luke is. It goes on to explain that Luke has some personality disorder, so it's not a shock that nobody showed up for Lonely Luke's birthday. But look at him. Look at Lonely Luke. A lonely dog waiting to find a home has been rejected for the second time after nobody showed up to his Valentine's Day party. Well, first of all, what did they hold this party at 6 a.m.? It's Valentine's Day now. Maybe if you threw a party at a more decent hour, people might show up, Luke. This is why nobody likes you, Luke. You don't think shit through. Lonely dog waiting to find a home has been rejected for the second time after nobody showed up to his Valentine's Day party. Luke, the stray mixed breed, has been a resident at the animal shelter in Battersea charity shelter for 6 months, but has received next to no interest. That's right, Luke. Nobody loves you, Luke. Look at you. Nobody loves you. I could love Luke. Look at Luke. Don't you want to just like kiss on his head? I bet you Luke is nice. But here's the problem. Luke will bite you. Luke is apparently an aggressive dog. This headline is a little bit designed to, tug at your heartstrings until you take him home and he mauls your child. Hatching a special plan to try and find Luke a loving family to take him home, staff threw the 5-year-old pooch a romantic Valentine's Day date party in the hope someone would fall for him. But after nobody turned up, poor Luke has been left alone again on his big day. Having been at the shelter for 206 days now, Luke has been on his own for 5 times longer than the average dog that comes in. And there's got to be a reason for it, right? Can we see more of Luke? Yeah, look at this. We got more pictures of Luke. Lonely Luke. Oh, look at him. Look at him. That dog can do some damage. That dog will bite you. Why are you saying that? Well, because I'm going to keep reading, because I already read this story, because, I'm a softie. When I see the story of Lonely Luke, I'm going to find out what's going on here. Staff believe the reason that Luke has been left on his own for so long comes down to him being a bit insecure around other dogs and slightly aggressive around people he doesn't know. Despite being a big boy himself, he can get a bit frightened around other dogs. That's a way of saying you always, when you love the dog and the dog will do nothing but fight at dog parks, you always say, well, he's afraid. Really? Because I would think that the dogs he's attacking are the ones that should be afraid. He can get a bit frightened around other dogs and needs a family who can show him how to be more confident in his day-to-day life. This story sucks, but it's trending. I just love the headline. And then the picture. Heartbreak as nobody turns up to Lonely Luke's the abandoned dog's Valentine's Day party. Oh, it's good. I like the other picture better. So there you go. There you go, Luke. Ain't nobody want you, Luke. You're not nice. If you were a nice dog, people would want you. But nobody trusts you because you bite. So don't give me the sad look, Luke. You're not a nice dog. If you were a nice dog, maybe you'd have a home. But as it stands, you're probably going to get put down. And that was a little far. I went a little far there. I apologize. But, that is the reality. Here's the thing. We won't be doing this again next year for Lonely Luke. If somebody doesn't take him home, there ain't no way these people are going to continue to pay for Lonely Luke, the mean dog, the mean, sad dog. All right, let's move on. Speaking of dogs, the Puppy Bowl was last night. Oh, I know all of you are probably super concerned about the outcome of the game, which saw the Los Angeles Rams defeating the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20 in what, can I just say, If I was a space alien and you brought me down here and you said, okay, so you're here just in time for the NFL postseason and the playoffs, I want you to watch this and tell me what you think. If I'm that alien, I'm like, this is the greatest sport on earth. Has there ever been a better postseason for the NFL? First of all, that game last night was awesome. Now, that game was, if we were to look at all of the games throughout the NFL postseason, that game would probably not even make the top 10. I mean, there were every single game. We have parity in the league, folks. The teams that make it to the postseason, they can hang with each other. We saw some of the most competitive postseason football in the history of the NFL. It was incredible. And that game last night was just so good. That was such a good game. Again, it didn't come down to a last-second field goal, and there have probably been better Super Bowls. But here's the thing. There have been a crap ton of worse Super Bowls. That was one of the better Super Bowls. But now on to the Puppy Bowl, because that's really what we care about. If you don't know, Team Fluff beat Team Rough at the 2022 Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl aired on Animal Planet and streamed on the Discovery Plus channel Sunday afternoon. In case you missed it, Team Fluff won. They defeated Team Rough in a game of 73-69. And this is why I stopped watching the Puppy Bowl. They play no defense. There is no defense played in the Puppy Bowl. 73-69. If you like high-scoring affairs, I guess the Puppy Bowl is for you. The actual Super Bowl was not. The actual Super Bowl was a defensive battle, 23-20. The Puppy Bowl, 73-69. I mean, Team Fluff, we've been criticizing their secondary for years, and you would think the general manager would have bolstered that position group in the draft. But year in, year again, what do? They draft offensive linemen. And at some point, you just got to say, come on, Team Fluff, draft some secondary help. That's what your team needs. 73-69. So Team Rough took home the Lombardi Trophy. Oh, these puns. And Kirby, an 8-month-old Labrador Retriever, and just so happens to be the mascot or a service dog in training for the Houston Texans. He claimed the MVP title. So there you go. So congratulations to Kirby. Congratulations to Team Rough. They won this the Puppy Bowl 73-69 in what was a offensive shootout. Is that still like I remember the Puppy Bowl, like, originally, I want to say like the Puppy Bowl was counter programming to the Super Bowl. It probably goes back maybe 20 years now, maybe more than that. And the idea was if you didn't like the Super Bowl halftime act, which a lot of people didn't like last night's Super Bowl halftime act, but way more people loved it. I'll say that. I say theirs, and we'll get into that because that's trending as well. But the Puppy Bowl originally started as counter programming. So if you were at halftime, you would flip over to this other channel and you would watch a bunch of puppies run around, and that's cute. Hasn't that sort of run its course? Does anybody? I don't even think they don't even do it during the game now. Now the Puppy Bowl is held in the afternoon before the game, and it's its own thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Puppy Bowl is still, I'll tell you something else that I'm not even certain is a thing still. Super Bowl ads. Super Bowl ads are trending. I had planned to maybe have a bit more of a discussion on the subject of Super Bowl ads on tonight's Pillow Talk show, which starts at 9 p.m. Excuse me. But still nursing a bit of a cold, although feel 100%. But why not? It's trending. The trends today are made up of all kinds of like St. Valentine's Day, just we call it, don't we? We've like non-religiousized it, right? We just call it Valentine's Day. But almost everything trending has to do with Valentine's Day or the Super Bowl or the Super Bowl halftime or whatever. So, the whole point of this is to talk about what people are talking about. And I guess people are talking, well, not I guess, but people are discussing, at least on social media, the Super Bowl ads. They're not as big a thing as they once were, right? I mean, Super Bowl ads used to be the entire party would stop, and you would watch, the Budweiser commercials or the Budweiser frogs or whatever. It doesn't seem, we barely cared. Everybody was talking and drinking and laughing. And I had, in order to watch all of the Super Bowl commercials, and I did watch all the Super Bowl commercials, I came home last night and I had recorded the Super Bowl and I just fast forwarded through the game and watched all the commercial breaks. So I saw them all. But here, this is a little story. Here's a little story. Ads that are making the most buzz from last night's Super Bowl. And then I got my top 5. I didn't come home and watch all the Super Bowls and not give you a top 5 list of my 5 personal favorite Super Bowl spots. So the ads that are causing the most buzz, the Chevy Sopranos ad. You know that one? That one was it was for Chevy's electric vehicles, and it had Meadow Soprano reenacting the opening of the Sopranos TV series, and she's driving from New York across through the tunnel and into New Jersey, and they're playing the Sopranos theme, and she looks great. Didn't Jamie Lynn Sigler, I think that she had like some disease. I thought that she was sick. I thought there was something wrong with her. She looks fantastic. She is still just a cutie patootie, I'll tell you. And then instead of her doing what Tony did at the end of the opening sequence of The Sopranos, where Tony pulls into his driveway and gets out, she pulls into an electric charging vehicle station where, big surprise, AJ Soprano is waiting for her. And then the brother and sister, they hug, and that's the commercial. So, that's what people are talking about. They're talking about the Chevy commercial. What's the other one that they're talking about? The Larry David and crypto. Okay. Now, this one was Larry David throughout history, basically getting pitched every great idea in history, and Larry turned it down. Larry was pitched the wheel, and he's like, I don't see it working. Larry was pitched, what else was he pitched? The wheel. He was pitched No King. He was there with the founding fathers, and he's like, what do you mean no king? Like, whatever the good ideas throughout history were, Larry David was there to tell them that is a terrible idea. And it all culminates at the end where Larry David that we know today is sitting in his desk in his office, and someone is pitching him cryptocurrency, and he's like, I don't see it. That was a good ad. It was a funny ad. It was Larry David. What was FTX, cryptocurrency provider FTX, with Larry David, the Super Bowl ad. Now we'll never see that commercial again, because I've never seen an FTX commercial. To be fair, I don't watch a whole lot of commercials, but I see enough of them. I see enough commercials during sporting events and other live things that I watch. But I don't think I've ever seen a cryptocurrency ad. And it was cryptocurrency advertisements have replaced beer commercials during the Super Bowl commercial breaks. There was a crap ton of cryptocurrency stuff. The other one that people are talking about, Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost to promote Amazon. I believe it was an Alexa thing, where the premise of the commercial was that Colin Jost and Scarlett Johansson, Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live, Scarlett Johansson from everything, they're married, and they were hanging out in their house using Alexa, and Alexa was so advanced that Alexa could actually read their mind. So whatever they were thinking, so there were all these married situation scenarios where Alexa would suddenly reveal what it is the other person is thinking. It was a very, very good commercial. I thought it was a good one. 4, Doritos in the Rainforest. I didn't like that one. Wasn't that the one with Push It? Where some like dude on a safari, some jungle photographer or something, he's in a tree and he's eating spicy Doritos or whatever, and they fall, and then a whole bunch of animals start eating them, and then they go into ooh baby 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 salt and pepper. Yeah, that was it. That was that one. That one to me was I'm like, okay, I'm watching it. Okay. And nothing special about that ad. I've seen a variation of that kind of ad in Super Bowls for 20 years. Think harder. Do better, Doritos. You're phoning it in. GM is also being talked about. GM's electric vehicle with Dr. Evil and the cast of Austin Powers. Rob Lowe didn't get a whole bunch to do in that. Rob Lowe was in it. And he was just kind of sitting, well, he's one of the Austin Powers guy. I hope he was paid well to just sit there and not say anything. But it was mostly between Scott Evil, Dr. Evil's son, played by Seth Green, and Dr. Evil, who was Mike Myers. Mike Myers gets a lot of Super Bowl work. Last year, remember it was they reunited Wayne and Garth for a Super Bowl ad, and then this year they're doing a Austin Powers thing. What else? Yeah, okay, so those are pretty much all the ones that people are talking about the most. But here, look what I got for you. Are you ready? This is my top 5. These are the 5 commercials that I enjoyed the most. And I watched them all, and you might disagree with me, but here are the ones that I thought were the best. All right, first, coming in at number 5, the E-Trade baby. Oh, did you catch this? I was like, hey, that's the E-Trade baby. Remember from a bunch of years ago, they had the little baby, and it could talk and all that stuff, and it was for E-Trade back when E-Trade was first a thing. I mean, we're going back like 20 years with the E-Trade baby. Well, this year, E-Trade bought the E-Trade baby back, but E-Trade baby was now retired. Like the E-Trade baby was kind of like a Jason Bourne type, retired, living in the woods, cutting wood, and it was creepy. But I thought it was cool because it was a callback to the old E-Trade baby. So number 5 on my favorite commercials, the E-Trade baby. Number 4 on my favorite commercials, Retired Zeus, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Salma Hayek. I don't know what this was for. Oh, it was for the BMW electric car, where Zeus was retired and he was living in what appeared to be Palm Springs, California, with his goddess wife, and Salma Hayek played the goddess wife. And they also had a dog, not a dog, they had Peggy, which was like a little Pegasus that they would take for walks. So it was cute. It was a good commercial. And I like Arnold. And I applaud any time they can make Salma Hayek look gorgeous again, because I've seen Salma Hayek in a number of movies recently where I keep going, she is one of the great beauties of all time. Why do they fuddly her up? This woman is like in her mid to late 50s and she is still staggeringly gorgeous. Why must she look like she was in the Gucci movie, House of Gucci, and she played a gypsy card reader that Lady Gaga was all like obsessed with? And she was I'm like, that's Salma Hayek? Ugh. She looked good. It was great. So because they brought Salma Hayek back, the Salma Hayek that I demand, that was a good commercial. It was a good commercial. Retired Zeus for electric cars, BMW electric cars. Third on my list of the best commercials, we already talked about it. It was the FTX crypto Larry David wrong throughout history commercial, where Larry David basically told every great idea that was ever thought of that, it'll never work. Which I love because I'm an idea man. And every time I have a brilliant idea, there is always somebody who cannot see the future, who cannot see it. Don't even get me started on the things that I've invented. Yes, many of the things I've invented were already invented, but I didn't know that. So just consider those to be like training exercises for the truly brilliant ideas that I did invent, like Grubhub. Yeah, I invented Grubhub in 1998. I knew that people were going to branch out with their food delivery and being able to order from any restaurant. I knew that. Me and Ed Silla, the guy who runs this platform, Radio Misfits, we actually put a deal together. We put a whole business plan. We took some meetings. And you know what people said when we pitched? It was called All the Menus, but that doesn't really need to have been the name. That was like the starter name. When we pitched All the Menus, our delivery and food ordering service in the early days of the internet, everybody went, I don't know how you're going to get people to get food in their house from Outback. What do you mean? We just send the guy to pick it up. He brings it to them. And it'll never work. But we'll move on. All right, so the FTX crypto commercial with Larry David, wrong throughout history. Number 2, my number 2 favorite commercial. Now, this is what nobody is talking about, but I really enjoyed it. The AT&T fiber commercial with Demi Moore and Mila Kunis. I loved this one. It was like a reunion kind of a deal where they were all at a banquet and someone was being named. I don't remember what were they being named, like best, I don't know, Miss Hot Girl or whatever. And it had Demi Moore on one side of the room and Mila Kunis on the other side of the room. And of course, this is interesting because of Ashton Kutcher, because both of them have been Mrs. Ashton Kutcher at some point. Although I don't think Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher were ever married. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are married now, but I don't know that Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore were married. I think they were just Hollywood married, where they lived together for a bunch of years and he helped raise their kids and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a really funny commercial because of the Demi Moore and Mila Kunis dynamic. And my favorite commercial, the one that I thought was the best, the one that I thought was the most interesting, was the one we already mentioned, the Amazon Alexa commercial with Colin Jost and Scarlett Johansson. I love that. I thought that was a really fun commercial. And here's another thing that I appreciate about that commercial. Whenever you see depictions of celebrities in commercials when they're at home, like whenever it's like we're at home with Dustin Hoffman, when almost all the time, whenever you see celebrities depicted at home, it's always not a home that they would live in. It's always like Dustin Hoffman doesn't live in a neighborhood. Dustin Hoffman doesn't have a neighbor named Larry across the fence. That is not how, it's always like we can't make them seem like elitists. What I really liked about the Amazon commercial with Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost is you looked at their house and I'm like, yeah, that's probably the kind of kick-ass, super cool, super celebrity house that they would live in. It was awesome. I'll tell you the other one that does that. And I also think it's an Amazon commercial. Have you seen the one with John Hamm where he's sitting at home watching TV and he's like in this, he's got floor to ceiling windows. He's obviously in some kind of a penthouse setup. His house is totally kick ass and he's watching on this massive television the size of a garage door. And he's calling up things. He's like, I want to see. And then it keeps showing him other people. And he gets more and more jealous because John Hamm never appears, but it's always like, the Tatum, Channing Tatum or whatever. It's always like people like that. That's another good one. And that's a good one because that's the kind of house I imagine John Hamm lives in. John Hamm doesn't have to go out to the garage to watch football games. So there you go. Those are my 5. The E-Trade Baby, The Retired Zeus, Larry David, Wrong Throughout History, the commercial with Demi Moore and Mila Kunis, and Alexa Can Read Your Mind with Colin Jost and Scarlett Johansson. Those are my top 5s. Let's see here. What else do we have trending? Eminem is trending. Did you catch this? I didn't catch this. If you, one of the prop bets was, will there be a political statement on stage? And although there wasn't we did not see the political statement to the degree that we saw with Beyonce when she came out with 100 Black Panthers and scared all the white people, that we didn't see anything to that extent. Beyonce had 100 people in black leather, just like Black Panthers, doing the power salute at the end. That freaked a lot of people out in the days. Nothing really big politically. And the one political statement that was made during the halftime show was entirely missed by almost everyone. But social media will catch you. Eminem, of course, at the end of doing Lose Yourself, just as Dr. Dre moved over to the piano. Okay, first of all, can I just say, I love that halftime. That halftime was awesome. That halftime was not for really old people, but that halftime was for old people. That halftime was for people my age and a couple of years younger. That halftime was for people in their 40s and in their 50s. That was truly an incredible halftime performance. More on that later because it's trending. But at the end of Eminem doing Lose Yourself, when Dr. Dre came over to the piano, Eminem took a knee. He took a knee and did the whole Colin Kaepernick pose. And now, boy, oh boy, there are people saying, did you catch it? And people are going, you're damn right, I caught it. Now, he did this. He was told not to do it and did it anyway because he's Eminem. You can't tell. Yeah. Some dude in a suit from the NFL is going to tell Eminem that he can't kneel. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck. Eminem took a knee after his solo set at the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show in a move that was in defiance of the NFL. After he wrapped up his Oscar-winning 8 Mile song Lose Yourself and before Dr. Dre launched into a short Tupac Shakur tribute on piano, Eminem dropped to one knee, seemingly in solidarity with NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. The ex-San Francisco 49er quarterback started a movement in the NFL when he started kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality and social injustice. According to keep moving here, Eminem asked to kneel during halftime and was denied by NFL officials. But the NFL now denies the allegation, with spokesman Brian McCarthy saying in a statement to Billboard, "There was an erroneous report this afternoon. We watched all elements of the show during multiple rehearsals this week, and we were aware that Eminem was going to do that. A player coach could have taken a knee and there would have been no issues. So there was no reason to tell an artist of the stature of Eminem that he or she could not do that." Billboard also reached out to Eminem's camp to confirm the story. Eminem has previously referenced Colin Kaepernick in his lyrics, including in the viral cipher at the 2017 BET Hip Hop Awards, where he rapped, "F that, this is for Colin, ball up a fist." Then in 2020, M released a pair of songs from Music to Murder by Side B that referenced the QB as well, including These Demons, No Cap, Still Riding with Colin, and Black Magic, where he sings, "But I ain't gonna stand for that shit like Cap for the national anthem." M took the halftime stage with Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Okay, so there you go. So a little bit of controversy. There was a prop bet regarding whether or not a political statement would be made on stage. I think that qualifies. But I don't know. Good luck trying to get the sports bets to pay off on something as nuanced as that. Oh, also, by the way, Mickey Guyton, national anthem singer, if you had the over on 95.5 seconds for the duration of her national anthem, you won. It was over 90. It was close, boy, because we were timing it, the national anthem at the party we were watching, and the over under was 95.5 seconds. And she was, man, it was touch and go there until the last note, and then she did, "Oh, the land of the free." She held it, and it's like, "Oh, we got the over!" and she busted the over by like 12 seconds. So if you had over 95.5 seconds, you won. And she had previously sung the national anthem at a NASCAR race, and it was done in a minute. And so 95.5 seconds is a minute and 35 seconds? Not 60, 30. Duh. Yeah. So it's a minute and 35 seconds. And she had sung the anthem at a NASCAR event where she sung it in a minute and 27 seconds. So they set the line at 95.5. They said, "Will she go?" Now, what? Of course, you got to take the over. This is not some rando NASCAR event on a Saturday afternoon. This is the freaking Super Bowl, Mickey Guyton. I've never heard of you. And you're from here. She's from Dallas, Fort Worth. I've never heard of her. You're on stage. I now know who she is. You get this moment at the Super Bowl. You're going to sing the anthem. You're going to sing the anthem. You're going to stretch it out. You're going to eat up every moment of airtime that you got. The entire world is watching you sing that. So I think it was a smart bet to take the over on that. And it was. I think she went a minute 46. I think when all was said and done, he timed it for us. He had a stopwatch out. That stopwatch. We all got stopwatches in our phones. It's not like he's a nerd with a stopwatch. I think came in at like 146 or maybe 142, whatever. She shattered the 127 and she shattered the over-under line of 95.5. And Eminem took a knee. Another thing, there was another prop bet, and Snoop Dogg is trending today. There was a prop bet as to whether or not Snoop Dogg would smoke weed on stage. Now, a lot of people thought that this was a no-brainer because Snoop Dogg smokes weed every day. He smokes weed all the time. I mean, that's his brand. And weed is 100% legal in California. So why wouldn't he? I mean, it's no different than when you see rock bands set up there and, they got a bottle of beer or something like that. You see people in the stands, taking drinks of it. There is no difference in the eyes of the law in California between Snoop Dogg smoking a joint and some guy in the stands, LeBron James sipping a cocktail, right? There is no difference. So the prop bet was, will Snoop Dogg smoke weed on stage? Yeah, well, again, He didn't really, but he also did. The New York Post snapped a picture. Snoop Dogg smokes weed right before hitting the stage at star-studded Super Bowl 2022 halftime show. This comes from the New York Post. They got this picture. Before taking the stage for Sunday's epic Super Bowl 2022 hoop. Okay, let's get rid of that. Sorry. This is not downloading. Let's see. All right, so there we go. Before taking the stage at Sunday's epic Super Bowl 2022 halftime show, Snoop Dogg had something of a pregame warm-up. In a video currently making the rounds on social media, Snoop is seen smoking what certainly looks like weed in the moment. Yeah, it is. In the moments leading up to the star-studded performance, which also featured Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and Eminem. And then, so then there's just a picture of him just like taking a hit. Like back in the day when it's illegal. The performance has been lauded by fans online, with some of the biggest stars, including SoFi Stadium, totally losing it on Sunday night, including LeBron James. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so there you have it. So he didn't smoke weed on stage, but he did smoke weed just before going on stage. I think if you had the prop bet, would Snoop Dogg smoke weed on stage? I think you're a loser. I don't think you pay off on that because, of course, what did you think he was going to smoke all day? I mean, one of the biggest performances of his career. Get out of here. The dude gets high to take a shower. I mean, of course he was going to smoke weed before. That's not part of the deal. All right, so there you have it. So that's why Eminem and Snoop Dogg are trending. Also concerning the halftime, see, like I said, there are a lot of things that are trending today that have to do with the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, this is one that I found to be really interesting. This was fun. I didn't engage in this last night, but I was reading these threads, and boy, oh boy. So there is a whole big kerfuffle happening about or over the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm not talking about the racists with their dog whistles. There's a whole bunch of people out there dog whistling about what the hell they saw. This is a completely different argument. This is made up among people who, two groups of people who loved the event and one group of people who hated the event. And not necessarily for racist reasons, but probably that plays a little bit into it. Of course, I'm talking about the battle raging still online today between the cohorts of Generation X versus Millennials versus Boomers. This is so fascinating to me. This apparently there is a fight breaking out between Gen Xers and Millennials as to who that show, that halftime show, was geared towards. Both millennials and Gen Xers are claiming that it was a show for their Gen Xers are like, that was the most Gen X halftime show ever. And millennials are like, that was a show for millennials. And boomers are involved because boomers hated it. Boomers hated it. And also, it should be mentioned that although Gen X and the millennials are arguing with each other over whether or not that was a Gen X, my generation, or a millennial halftime show, the Gen Xers and the millennials are both completely in agreement that the boomers need to shut the F up. Okay, shut up, boomers. Nobody, of course, that wasn't for you. You people need to go listen to your Grand Funk Railroad or whatever the hell it is that gets you through your days. That was certainly for different generations. Now, millennials are hitting 40 years old. Millennials are 1980. So 42 millennials are now, they got kids of their own. Millennials aren't cool anymore. Millennials are no longer. Gen Z is, the youngster generation that's coming up. And, we Gen Xers, here's the thing about we Gen Xers. I said millennials aren't cool anymore. The Gen Xers will be cool in perpetuity, because we don't concern ourselves with such bullshit. Oh, we're not cool? Oh, that's fine. That's fine with us. We are the generation that is used to being overlooked. So there is a bit of an uproar in Gen X circles on social media because the millennials having the audacity to claim that these people are actually millennial acts when the reality is that hip hop doesn't exist without Gen X. Hip hop is a Gen X thing. Okay, the people who made Gen X popular were the people who were in high school and in college between like 1985 and 1995. Those are Gen X people. Okay, now I will get, here's the argument that the millennials are making. The majority of those songs, the majority of the stuff that was performed were songs that were made popular between 1998 and 2005, with the exception of Kendrick Lamar. And nobody is claiming Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is, what was he born in? 1987. The argument on behalf of the Gen Xers are that every single other member that was on stage performing is a member of Generation X. Now, possibly the hits performed last night were hits that came from that period of 98 to 2005. However, it's not like Dr. Dre started in 1998. It's not like Mary J started in 1998. It's not like Snoop Dogg Snoop Dogg is total Gen X. I'm sorry, but Snoop Dogg's biggest stuff came in the early 90s when we were in college. That was college age stuff for people of my generation. So stop it, millennials. You can have whatever you want, but you know what? You just keep barking. It's not going to bother us because in true Gen X form, we don't give a shit. Whatever. Hey, millennials, shouldn't you go yell at the boomers? It's you guys who the millennials and the boomers. Just keep shouting over us, pretending like we and Gen X in the middle of the two of you don't exist. Just keep doing that. We're the tiny little generational cohort that could. We don't care about this nonsense, but don't try and tell me that those people that were up on stage were not Gen X performers. They are all Gen X performers. How do you know that? Dr. Dre, born in 1965. Snoop, born in 1971. Eminem, born in 1972. Mary J. Blige, born in 1971. 50 Cent, born in 1975. And as I mentioned before, Kendrick Lamar, he is the sole millennial, born in 1987. But Kendrick Lamar is like the new guy, the bulk, okay? The big time attractions of that halftime show were all Gen X artists who started their careers in the 1980s, with the exception of Eminem. But Eminem was born. Eminem's a Gen Xer. He was born in 1972. Generation X is from 1965 to 1980, okay? That's Generation X. All of these guys are Gen Xers. Gen X music. Here. I'll pull this up. And that was my rant on the subject. Gen X, millennials, and boomers are battling over who owned the Super Bowl halftime show. The 2022 Super Bowl halftime show has ignited a bizarre generational battle between boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials. This year's event, which was won by the Rams, saw Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar perform at the highly anticipated halftime show, which is being claimed by two generations and wholly rejected by another. The reaction on social media has seen Gen Xers and millennials battle it out over who the show was aimed at, with many tweets mocking boomers for being displeased with rap music. That's true, though. There were a couple of boomers at the party I went to, and they were not into it. They were like, I can't understand what they're saying. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of 50-year-old plus people and a bunch of people in their early 40s, and they're all dancing and everybody's going, whoa, oh my God, they're doing this one. I mean, I'm not looking at the chat room, but I can only imagine that Adam Reyna hated it. I just know, I promise you that I've been talking about this for 5 minutes. If Adam Reyna was in the chat room, he has something negative to say about the halftime show. Let's see. Adam Reyna. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Adam, I see you. I'm now looking. Let's see. Did you say you hated it? Yeah. Oh, he did. He dinged me on salt and pepper. That's right, Adam. I'm a hard R guy. When I say a word like that, I pronounce the hard R. Let's see, Adam. My guy, Adam. Say, as a straddler of Gen X and millennial line, it's completely Gen X. Just because you were 13 when most of that music came out doesn't mean it's for you. That's the thing about me and Adam Reyna. He makes me assume the worst, and then he wins me over with his He is a contrarian. He is a terrible contrarian. If you say you like ham and cheese, he will say he likes cheese and ham. That is just how he is. But he is a smart guy, and he does often, give us some pearls of wisdom like that. So the boomers really didn't like it. The boomers were angry. And that's another thing that's trending. So the crazy MAGA right-wing people that they have no credibility. They just don't. When you say shit like, could you imagine how great a Kid Rock Ted Nugent halftime show would be? And I'm like, what? Wait a second. First of all, neither Kid Rock or Ted Nugent would be invited to do the halftime show because you have to have a massive following, and they don't have a massive following. I'm sorry. They've got a nice little pocket following, but if you want to compare audience of Dr. Dre to Kid Rock, you're nuts. You're insane. But yeah, that is legitimately a guy by the name of Nick Adams, who's he's a foreign agent. He's a foreigner, but he goes on OAN and he pretends to be super pro-America, but he's not. Don't fall for his crap. He's actually a foreign agent. He's from another country. Nick Adams has put that out, that he believes that the better halftime show would have been Ted Nugent and Kid Rock. You want to see that, Bill? You got to go down to the county fair. Not the largest stage in entertainment. The largest stage in entertainment would laugh at that suggestion, and that's why nobody takes you seriously. And that covers the next thing, because Nick Adams was trending. And look, I organically weaved into that. I didn't have to stop and introduce a new topic. That was just the next one anyway. All right, moving on to some other things that are happening that are not Valentine's Day and Super Bowl related. Texas early voting here in the state of Texas has begun, and big problems already. Hundreds and hundreds of ballots are being returned. The most issues are being found in Harris County, where, I'll just read it to you. Austin, Texas. Texas began early voting Monday in 2022's primary, following a rushed rollout of tougher restrictions and the return of hundreds upon hundreds of mail-in ballots, dealing Republicans a clumsy debut of voting rules that they tightened. Voting rules have been tightened across the United States over the past year in the name of election security. So ironic. Monday is going to be a big day for all of us as we see how this plays out, says Isabel Longoria. Wow, that's a pretty name. Isabella Longoria, the election administrator for Harris County, which includes Houston and more than 2 million voters. I think for all of us, there's just a sense of uncertainty. Election officials in Republican-leaning counties have also expressed frustration and confusion over changes they say that have scrambled the emplacement. Slow down. Election officials in Republican-leaning counties have also expressed frustration and confusion over changes they say they have scrambled to implement since Republican Governor Greg Abbott in September signed a sweeping law that said would make it easier to vote and harder to cheat. Okay, so the new laws are supposed to make it easier to vote but harder to cheat. For hundreds of Texas voters, because we don't go there. Don't go there. I won't go there. Texas is among at least 18 states that will hold elections this year with heightened restrictions and outgrowth of, okay, now we're getting into politics. All right, never mind. So there you go. So be on the lookout if you vote absentee or if you vote by mail or however you do it. Stay frosty with your mailbox because they're going to send that back. You're going to need to get that fixed. You're going to have to change whatever it is that they want you to change before they will count your vote. Kanye West is trending. Now, I anticipate today it being Valentine's Day. I anticipate Kanye popping off at some point today about Kim because, he's just dying. He's a crazy person. Oh, Kanye was briefly in a Super Bowl commercial. Was it the McDonald's one? Or I don't know what it was, but he was in his big, crazy tank car that he drives around in. I liked it better when Schwarzenegger did it, Kanye. Kanye West is trending because he goes on a Civil War-themed meme rampage against Kid Cudi, Billie Eilish, and Pete Davidson, and then he deletes everything. One of the things that he put up here, though, which is interesting, Kanye, okay, so you know how we talk about Kanye and Julia Fox? Like, Julia Fox is his new girlfriend. And Julia Fox gives all of these interviews talking about how, no, I love is real. And he's just the sweetest man ever. He's so kind to me. And I can't see ever being with anyone else ever again. We're in love. That's what Julia Fox says. And in the next room, Kanye's giving an interview where he's like, I just want Kim back. I want Kim back. It's so humiliating for this Julia Fox woman. Well, on the eve of Valentine's Day, Kanye West on his Instagram, which, by the way, if you're a fan of lunacy on Instagram, which is why Britney Spears is like only one of 3 people that I follow. If you are a fan of lunacy on Instagram, you need to follow Kanye West because he is also a lunatic on Instagram. So on the eve of Valentine's Day, where, I'm sure that Julia Fox is expecting a ring, on the eve of Valentine's Day, Kanye posted on Instagram. Now remember, he's in a serious relationship with Julia Fox. Did I forget her name? Julia Wolf. Whatever. She's no dog. I'll give you that. Julia Fox. Remember, she thinks that they're in a real serious relationship. So on the eve of Valentine's Day, Kanye posted on Instagram pictures of his children and Kim. Just a montage of pictures of Kim with their children. And all he wrote was, remember, he's in a serious relationship with Julia Fox and they're going to last forever and she's not going to get dumped. She's not worried about that. And he captioned the picture, God, please bring our family back together. Could you imagine any other guy in the world trying to pull that? First of all, Julia Fox is a smoke show. Why is she putting up with this? This just says way more about her than anybody else. How can you allow the guy who you're in a committed relationship with, who you're telling all these magazines about how in love the two of you are, how can you then look at his Instagram and it's Kanye with pictures of his ex-wife? Please, God, bring our family back together. It is humiliating. He doesn't give a shit about this woman. And apparently she doesn't give a shit either. Apparently it's just not a big deal. She doesn't care. He also picked fights with Kid Cudi, who is a former protege of Kanye, who, as it turns out, is friends with Pete Davidson, and Cudi has apparently chosen Pete Davidson over Kanye West, and now they're fighting. Kid Cudi not in my posse no more. No, Pete didn't say posse. What, he was hanging out with Arsenio Hall. He said something else. But Kid Cudi isn't with us anymore because he's friends with you know who. And then Cudi sent back, so wonderful. Oh, well, here's what Kanye said. Just so everyone knows. I talk about myself being a narcissist. No, nobody knows Kanye because nobody cares. Just so everyone knows, Cudi will not be on Donda because he's friends with you know who. We all speak in Billy language now. And that was like another shot at Billie Eilish. All right, so Cudi, he responded, too bad I don't want to be on your album, you fucking dinosaur. Everyone knows I've been the best thing about your album since I met you. I'm going to pray for you, brother. Oh, this is so fun. So I do expect some crazy Kanye Instagram posts. I'm refreshing regularly to see how he embarrasses Julia Fox. And I would say he embarrasses himself, but he can't. He can't embarrass himself. So what's the point there? There is no way he can embarrass himself. The IOC, the International Olympic Committee, is trending today as well because they are allowing Russian, what is she, like a skater or something? What's her name? Kamila Valieva. Is she a skater? I don't know, but she got popped for performance-enhancing drugs. She got popped. She peed hot or whatever it is. She's on the roids. She's a little Russian girl. She's on these performance-enhancing drugs, and the International Olympic Committee said it's okay. yeah, you can still compete. Although I guess if she wins gold, they're like not going to have a medal ceremony or something like that. I read that. That's something I read. I don't know. Look it up on your own. But the issue and why IOC is trending is because people are bringing up last summer when Sha'Carri Richardson, the American Olympic sprinter, pissed hot for weed and they banned her. They were like, she just had weed. She had like little trace elements of weed, which incidentally is legal where she lives. And they said, yeah, you can't be in the Olympics anymore. You pissed hot for weed. But this little Russian figure skater has steroids, performance enhancing drugs. And they're like, it's okay, sweetie. You can. And I'm just pointing out that there is a color difference between Sha'Carri Richardson and Kamila Valieva. Let's see. Oh, Elon Musk is trending too. This is an interesting one. Elon Musk has been trending because the truckers, the boycotting, blockade truckers, whatever the hell they're doing up there in Canada, that is causing all kinds of problems. Elon Musk is like, go truckers, go. I'm going to help you out. And so now Elon Musk is being venerated as a hero to this movement. The truckers, they all love Elon Musk. He's their guy. He's got their back. None of them seem to recognize that Elon Musk is leading the world in the development of autonomous trucks for delivery. Elon Musk is busting his ass to put these truckers out of work in the next few years. Elon Musk does not support truckers. This is so stupid and so short-sighted on the part of Elon Musk loves us. He's got our back. No, he doesn't. He's trying to put you out of work. He's developing the electric autonomous delivery vehicles. He doesn't want truckers. He doesn't want you to have a job. He's going to force all you guys into new career training within the next 5 years. I promise you. And also, let's not get it twisted. He doesn't support he supports your motives. He doesn't necessarily support what you're doing. What Elon Musk is in support of is the fact that you have blockaded the Windsor Bridge that leads into Detroit, and it is forcing General Motors auto plants to in some cases shut down, but in most cases slow down. And it is completely shut down General Motors electric vehicle plant. Elon Musk doesn't give a shit about you. He wants you to keep blocking that bridge so that General Motors, who is Tesla's number one competitor in the electric car world, has to fall behind even more. That's what this is about. Follow the money, people. He doesn't give a shit about you. He's working on self-driving trucks so that you people don't have a career, and all you're doing for him is blocking his competitor from staying competitive. That's it. So that's why Elon Musk supports truckers. Okay, dummies. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Elon Musk sees nothing but opportunity in this, and he doesn't give a rat's ass about whatever the hell it is that you're... All right. What else do we have? All right, so this is the one I wanted to end with. Boy. One by one, my childhood is dying off. Ivan Reitman died. Now, everybody should know who Ivan Reitman is. Ivan Reitman is a super producer. He started out as a film director, then he moved into producing and executive producing. He has, the movies, Ivan Reitman movie draft. Oh, you better know this is coming. Ivan Reitman, 75 years old, died in his sleep yesterday, maybe it was Saturday night into Sunday. It was unexpected. He wasn't sick. He seemed like a healthy, young guy, but he just woke up dead. And you know what? God love him. That's how you got to go. That is the best way to go. Wake up dead. That is, if you can die peacefully in your sleep, no long drawn out sicknesses where you have to contemplate everything. That is just mentally torture. Imagine being sick for years and years and years and then finally dying. No, thank you. Or imagine dying tragically where your last moments, you're just horrified. Like that's your last human emotion is horrified. That's not good either. But you go to bed, climb under the covers. Bob Saget went this way too. Bob Saget, he bumped his head. He's like, that hurts. I'm going to go to sleep. Woke up dead. Ivan Reitman, 75 years old, woke up dead. Ivan Reitman movie draft. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Ivan Reitman movie draft. In the first round of the Ivan Reitman movie draft, with the first overall pick, the contingent from Pugs Moran Live High Noon Edition selects the film Stripes. Stripes in the first round. In the second round of the Ivan Reitman movie draft, a contingent from Pugs Moran. I keep wanting to say Pugs and Company, but we changed that. Pugs Moran, a High Noon Edition selects Animal House. Animal House with the second pick. With the third pick in the Ivan Reitman movie draft, we're going to go with Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. With the fourth pick, we're going to go with Private Parts. Private Parts. And with the fifth pick in the Ivan Reitman movie draft, the contingent from Pugs Moran Live High Noon Edition is going with Old School. Old School. The Old School film. There's another one that I think I'm going to pick up as in free agency. But it's a movie I don't think a lot of people have seen that I absolutely love. It's one of me and my son's favorite movies. We've watched it a bunch of times together. It's the early Bill Murray movie Meatballs. I don't know if you've ever seen the early Bill film Meatballs, but that's him. That's him. All right, so here are some of the movies that he has been. All right, well, these are what? These are director. All right, yeah. All right, so here are some of the movies that he's done. Meatballs, Stripes, Ghostbusters, Legal Eagles, Twins, Ghostbusters 2, Kindergarten Cop, Dave, Junior, Father's Day, 6 Days and 7 Nights, Evolution, My Super Ex-Girlfriend, No Strings Attached, Draft Day. He also has done as producer only, Animal House, Heavy Metal, which is such a great animated film. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Space Jam, Private Parts, Up in the Air, Ghostbusters, Baywatch the movie, Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. Here are some that he did as executive producer. Big Shots, Casual Sex, Feds, Beethoven, Beethoven Second, Road Trip, Old School, Euro Trip, Trailer Park Boys, the movie, Disturbia, Hotel for Dogs, I Love You Man, and Space Jam, New Legacy. Seriously, I mean, it's like this. Oh, what are these? What are these other ones? Movies that he executive producer of Beethoven, Delta House. Oh, TV shows that he's produced. Yeah, okay, nothing there. Ivan Reitman, man, I'll tell you, he's going to live on because his son, Jason Reitman, is an absolutely wonderful filmmaker in his own right. And, I loved Ivan Reitman. I really did. Every time you saw an interview with him, he was always sitting there with like Bill Murray or, some other funny people. And the way those super funny comedy icons treated Ivan Reitman, just like in his presence, like he was it's really sad. It's really sad. Let's see what it says here about his death. Reitman died in his sleep at his home in Montecito, California on February 12th, 2022 at the age of 75. Yeah. So everything that I've read about Ivan Reitman says that he wasn't sick. It was unexpected. And please provide the family with, what we do in these situations, which is not leave them alone. Try and get the story. All right, that's going to do it. Those are all the things that are trending for today. Let's see. Let's go through the chat room and spend a little time talking about some of the things that we discussed earlier on. Jeff says Valentine's Day in Korea is a bit different from Valentine's Day elsewhere in the world. In fact, Valentine's Day is one of 12 love days celebrated on the 14th day of every month in Korea. Okay, well then we do once a year here. Although no, we don't. You remember we have that Kirkwood brand holiday knockoff of Valentine's Day that I think we call it Sweetest Day, right? I don't know when Sweetest Day is, but that's like the lesser Valentine's Day. That's like a Valentine's Day that was invented in the 1980s, and it has absolutely nothing to do with religion. Not that Valentine's Day now has anything to do with religion. Hell, not that Easter or Christmas have anything to do with religion anymore, but you know what I mean? There is no reason for it to exist. At least we can trace back the roots of this holiday today, February the 14th, to something that happened long ago ago in history, not something that happened when Miami Vice was on TV, which is essentially what Sweetest Day is. So ignore Sweetest Day unless you're in Korea. Apparently you do 12 love days every month. April says, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you, April. Yeah, April says the cutest. She's talking about our moment of joy today, our mojo of the day. If you missed our moment of joy, if you people missed our moment of joy, I'm going to show it again. It's so good. It's like one of my favorites. Here we go. Our moment of joy today is a little girl who, is it a girl? We're going to say it's a girl. I don't care. When you're this cute, I want you to be a little girl. When you're this adorable, this is a little kid, a 4-year-old kid who is snowboarding, and the dad put a microphone inside the little kid's helmet or whatever, just recorded what this little kid is saying as they're snowboarding, and it is adorable.
No, Dad.
Dressed as a dinosaur.
Get up, go in that secret path. Oh yeah, Shreddy Dad. Someone's in our secret path.
Look at that guy. Someone's in her secret path. Get that guy out of the secret path. That's their secret path. That's her and Daddy's secret path.
This way. You'll slip. I won't fall. Maybe I will. That's okay.
It is
'cause
okay.
We all fall.
We do.
Happy and Dad.
Oh, get up.
Let's go down this
Big old hill.
Woo-woo!
This. The wee woos. The wee woos. People. The wee woos.
Wee woo! Wee woo!
What kind of dinosaur are you? Somebody else.
Tyrannosaurus!
Powdersaurus! This kid is quick, cute. Let's get this kid a television show. Let's get this kid on YouTube. I need more of this kid. Powdersaurus.
I'm a Stuckosaurus.
Oh, she's a Stuckosaurus. A Stuckosaurus. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. That is just way too cute. That is the cutest thing ever. Okay, so there you go. Me and April are way down with that. We agree. That is the cutest. Byron says hello. Hello, Byron. April says Marshall, Texas is out by Tyler near Parker. Yeah, Marshall, Texas on this day in, I don't know, old-timey ago. On this day, Texas was connected to the rest of the country via telegraph for the very first time through a connection from Marshall, Texas to New Orleans, Louisiana. Jeff Glenn says, my 12-year-old spends more time watching other people playing video games on YouTube than he does playing them himself. 100%, Jeff. That's your kid's not weird, even though I know you have probably done as I have. You've sat and watched your child watching somebody else play a video game on YouTube, and you've thought to yourself, why, there must be something wrong with my child. This is not normal behavior. It's normal. It's normal. I'm telling you, these people, these guys who play these games on YouTube and then record themselves playing the games with their friends in the different boxes. I used to, I was in the very early stages of this phenomenon. When I would watch my kid watch these people, I would roll my eyes and be like, this is not how it, you should be outside running around, like that nonsense. And then I spent enough time, and here's what I love about my kid. The people that my kid are choosing to watch play video games are hysterical. And it dawned on me, this is no different than me listening to two guys on the radio when I was 12 years old. This is no different than me listening to a talk show. These are some of the best conversations can be had while three guys are playing a video game together and they're just talking smack on each other. It is, I used to have kind of an issue with it, but now I'm like, no, I don't know who your son watches or pays attention to, But my kid loves Jacksepticeye. And I love Jacksepticeye. Jacksepticeye is nice. Jacksepticeye understands that he has a younger audience, 13, 14, 15-year-olds. So he's not vulgar. Some of these people are vulgar. Like, we've banned a couple of people. Like, my kid is not allowed to watch certain people, but he is allowed to watch Jacksepticeye, who I think is awesome, and Markiplier. He loves Markiplier. And I love Markiplier. Markiplier is wonderful. And it's like, oh, isn't that cute? They're playing their little video games. Both of these dudes make like $20 million a year. Both of these dudes are multi-millionaires. I had an embarrassing situation. He used to watch these people. It was a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Matt and Jen or something like that, whatever. It was a boyfriend and a girlfriend who would record themselves playing video games against each other. And this boyfriend and girlfriend had the most wonderful, easy chemistry that I have. I mean, I put on that boyfriend and girlfriend. And he's like, all right. And I'd be cooking dinner and I'm just listening to the boyfriend and girlfriend talk to each other about life, about everything that's going on, bickering back and forth, all while they're playing a video game with each other. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, I have a friend who's looking for a morning show. They ought to be looking in this direction. Man, we should get in touch with these two gamers and we should see if they want to do mornings in Hartford, Connecticut for, $50,000 a year. I bet they'd jump at the chance. And then I find out they both make like $3 million a year doing what they're doing. I'm like, got them old and got them stupid and got them arrogant. I was like, arrogant that, well, certainly they would like to get off their little YouTube channel with 30 million subscribers or whatever the hell it is, some ridiculous audience that they have. Surely they would like to give up their multi-million international audience of people for 20,000 people in the greater Hartford, Connecticut area. That's why radio is dead. That is why nobody with real talent, they're all going on YouTube. They're all on YouTube, but not me, of course. Yeah, but other people, they're getting like millions of subs and the money is rolling in and they're able to do their thing with. Yeah. So Jeff, don't think your kids were weird. He's not weird. All kids are weird, but also they're not weird because it's actually, I think it's viable content. It is good. I recognize that. Oh, who are you to recognize, old man? No, what I'm saying is I'm not just going to roll my eyes and go, that's stupid. That didn't exist when I was their age, so therefore it is stupid. No, I'm like, well, I can totally see why that's a thing. Byron's talking about Pat O'Brien. Happy birthday, Pat O'Brien. He's the guy that went out and got some hookers and blow. By the way, I'm going to find that tape. James and I will listen to that tape. The voicemail calls where a drunk, high Pat O'Brien tries to get hookers and blow. April says, I remember your show sharing those voicemails back then. Yeah. That was a big deal for us. That was fun. Jennifer says, Rob Thomas and his wife run a huge animal rescue group and fund other animal rescue groups around the country. That's a good little retirement gig. That's a good, my point about Rob Thomas, who it's his birthday today, is, he's not a front and center celebrity anymore. And he was huge for a period of time. Byron's parents, he says, my parents used to say carnival rides are held together with bread ties. Yeah, bread ties and duct tape. Frank Smith chiming in, Super Bowl Monday. That's Super Bowl Monday. It's post-mortem on the Super Bowl. April says that I was talking about some deals that are going on for Valentine's Day, and Starbucks has an Uber Eats deal where if you order your coffee and it gets delivered. And I said, who the hell would do that? April would do that. April is admitting to doing that. Yeah, poor Luke. We talked about poor Luke. Poor Luke is the dog that nobody wants to adopt. They threw a Valentine's Day adoption party for poor little Luke the dog and nobody showed up. Of course, I buried the lead. Luke is aggressive and bites people. So, Luke, Luke ain't long for this world. Adam making fun of my hard R's in salt and pepper. That's right. Salt and pepper, not salt and pepper. Jennifer Blair Martin says Jim Carrey's The Cable Guy commercial was great. You know, it was a good one. It didn't make my top 5, but I did enjoy the Jim Carrey Cable Guy commercial. But was there something weird? Like, did they do that thing, that CGI thing? Like, was that Jim Carrey or was that just another dude? And then they CGI'd a younger Jim Carrey face. I couldn't figure out if that was really Jim Carrey or if they were just CGIing, younger face Jim Carrey onto it. Because they do that so well now. That is creepy how they can make a person look 30 years younger by just taking their face from a movie they were in 30 years ago and then putting it on the face of like the modern. It's crazy. It's crazy. That is so good the way they're able to do that. Jeff Glenn says maybe Mickey Guyton rigged the national anthem. The over-under was 95.5 seconds. I believe she went 146 or possibly 142. I don't know. I had the over that she would sing it more than 95.5 seconds. Jeff points out that maybe Mickey rigged it. She probably had people make bets for her. I say we ban her from the national. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. These are prop bets that you can make on like betting sites and all that stuff. But how do you ensure that, Mickey Guyton's dirtbag brother, I'm just theorizing that maybe she might have a dirtbag brother or ne'er-do-well cousin. How do you know, like, he's not like in on something like, all right, we're going to put $1 million. Hey, Mattress Matt, or is it Mattress Mac? Mattress, whatever, the Houston guy. Remember, he's famous for his, I make crazy bets around big sporting events. He lost like $10 million. Oops. Bum, 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 bum. He was trending too. We didn't get to Mattress Mac. Mattress Mac had a money line bet. He took the Bengals and he put down like $10 million and didn't work out for him. So expect a hike in mattress prices in the Houston metro area. Mattress Mac ain't going to take that lying down. Oh, he is going to recoup his cash somewhere. Leslie Gladbat points out that you can smoke weed in California, but not a cigarette. Okay, I get that. That's one of them right-wing talking points, and I understand it. However, it's a bit disingenuous because you can't smoke weed in a restaurant either. Can't smoke weed in a bar. You can't smoke weed publicly, but you can step outside on a street and smoke a cigarette. You just can't smoke indoors. So there you go. Look at her. Old right-wing Leslie checking in. She's definitely not right-wing. That's why. So I just know that irritated her a little bit. Okay, so talking about the Super Bowl show and whether it was geared towards Gen X or millennials or what have you, Adam Reyna says, as a straddler of the Gen X millennial line, it's completely Gen X. Just because you were 13 when most of that music came out doesn't mean it's for you. Jennifer Blair Martin says again, yeah, I am a boomer, so the halftime music was not my style. The only thing I knew about the artist was Snoop and his gigs with Martha Stewart. But I watched it and thought it was entertaining, but I did think Mary J. Blige should have been given more time. Her voice is amazing. How difficult is it to plan shows that would appeal to everyone? It's never going to happen, so you can turn it off and not complain. It's just not your year. Well, here is the thing. I love your ecumenical vibe there, Jennifer. We would all love for all things to be for all people. But the Super Bowl shows, the Super Bowl halftime, commercials in general, advertisers in general, they do not want to appeal to everybody. They don't give a shit about everybody. They do not want boomers are not people that anyone advertising on the Super Bowl is interested in reaching anymore. Boomers already have their favorite soft drink. Boomers already have their brand of beer. Boomers already drive the cars, the kind of cars they like to drive. The people who are targeted by advertisers now are all going to be people under the age of 50 years old. And I include myself in that. I'm no longer in the prime demo, although 25-54 is the actual target, and I'm not there yet. So I guess technically, demographically speaking, I am still in the target demo for most big advertisers. But yeah, you're right. It would not be hard for them to do something for everyone. They just don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it for everyone. They want to hit a sweet spot. And what they had in last night's halftime performance was a dead on bullseye in the sweet spot of consumer America. They got the people who are getting mortgages. They got the people who are trading Bitcoin. They got the people who are buying alcohol. All the commercials that you saw were all geared to the exact same people that they wanted to attract with that halftime show. So it is a nice thought that, wouldn't it be nice for them to do something for everybody? But they don't want to do something for everybody. I can remember when we were, my partner Kelly and I were at 105.3, we were talking about ratings. We were going over the ratings, and it was a particularly good book. And one of the numbers that we were number one in was women. And I'm going to do an imitation of our program director going over the ratings on that day. Okay, so remember, we were number one in women's. He's like, okay, people's 12 plus. Okay, third, that's not bad. That's good. That's very good. Keep you inside your bonus rounds, or you're inside your bonuses there. Men 25-54 middays, you're number one. Okay, that's your target. That's really good. Men 18 to 34, you're number two. That's very good. Inside your bonuses there. Women 18 to 34, you are number one. That doesn't matter. We don't care about that. Women 12, same thing. We don't care about that. If you were a woman listening to 105.3, they didn't care. They didn't care. If you were like, I'm not going to listen anymore, they'd be like, that's fine. That's fine with us. But tell your husband, though, because we want your husband, not you. It's evil. It's, look, it's all about trying to target who you want to buy the corn chips you're selling, and then do whatever those people who buy those kinds of corn chips want. Stupid. But hey, that's how it works. That's how demographic targeting works. And that's the world we live in. Let's see. Jeff says the most issues will be found in the areas with the highest concentration of black voters. He is talking about the issues concerning the Texas new voting rules, and the early voting has started, and people's ballots are being returned to them. Adam Reyna, Isabel is my youngest daughter's middle name. Eleanor Isabel Reyna. That is really a pretty name. Ellie Izzy. Oh, I love that. What a beautiful name. And then just strictly coincidental, of course. We'll go. Look, we got one of them Russian bots in here hanging out. All right, let's see. Okay, so Adam is helping us out with the Mattress Mac story. He says Mattress Mac, who is a Houston TV, come on down to Mattress Mac's crazy Houston mattress factory, or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. He says Mattress Mac makes money on his bets by either winning his bet and losing. He hedges his bets based on his promotions. Difficult to explain, but he gets lots of sales based on your purchase. Over 2,000 is free if the Astros or whoever win. Yeah, very good. But it's hard to recoup 10 million in one hit. Although look, here's what I want to think. He is obviously an interesting and successful businessman. So you would imagine, or you would like to imagine, that he's worked out all the numbers and he placed a bet that he could afford to lose. However, he also seems to be a degenerate gambler, which is the direct opposite of everything I just said. So I don't know. We can't really know. We can give old Mattress Mac all the credit in the world, but he does seem to be a gambler, and gamblers are trouble. All right. I think that's going to do it. I think that's where we're going to sit for today. As always, support the show any way that you can. Certainly would appreciate it. Our Venmo, our Cash App, our PayPal, all of that stuff is listed below. If you can, this is where we're getting to the time of the month where we have to start pitching for the end of the month, but whatever. We will deal with that when it comes. Also, subscribe, like, forward. Still none of you are forward in this shit. I mean, a couple, like two of you are. So, and one girl forwards every single show, and she doesn't listen. So it's like I got people who don't listen who are just helping out, and I appreciate that. So there you have it. That stuff's very important. Trying to grow the show. Grow this show. Grow the show. 2 shows we do each and every day. We do this high noon edition at noon Central Standard Time every Monday through Friday, and then we come back at 9 o'clock at night. It's me and James Parker for that. That's for Pillow Talk. Join us tonight. Sure, we'll have some Super Bowl talk and some other things. And I'm going to try and find that Pat O'Brien Hookers and Blow, and we'll talk about that. There's a couple other things that I wanted to get into with the old James Parker as well. So that's tonight at 9 o'clock. Again, as I say, support the show if you can. It's greatly appreciated. And it just coincidentally happens to be the 15th. That's when we start pushing on the 15th through the end of the month. So that's how we do it. What do I need? I need my music here. You know what I'm going to do after this? I'm going to, I got a new TV. I got a new flat screen TV for the thing up here. No, I didn't take your money and buy a flat screen TV. That's the funny story here. My son calls his grandma, my mom. And, I always talk about, I guess the other day, I mentioned that my son and I watch all our movies on a laptop. And, I balance the laptop on the bed and we lay in bed and we eat our snacks. Yeah, we eat our snacks in bed. We're boys. It's what being single at my age is all about. We eat our snacks and we watch our movies on a little laptop or on a pad or whatever it is. And my kid was talking to his grandma, and I'm not entirely sure how this ended up, but my kid got a TV. My grandma sent my kid a TV for when he's here. So now I got to set it up. And I said to my kid, you see what happens when you call your grandma? He's like, what? I go, you get a TV. He's like, I don't want something just for calling her. And I go, it doesn't matter. You see how that worked out? You're hanging out with grandma and grandma takes care of you. Grandma hooks you up. She's like, oh yeah, grandma hooks me up. I go, yeah, she does. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and program this new, what is it? It's what do they call it? Android TV. It's got all kinds of apps. I got it kind of up and running. I got to do the rest of that today. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go out for a run because it is a beautiful day here. Sunny. See what the temperature is. What's the temperature in this neck of the woods? What is it today in North Texas? It is sunny. It is currently 72 degrees here in sunny Highland Park, Texas. A slight wind at 11 miles per hour. All right, so that's what I'm going to get into. I'm going to set up my TV. I'm going to go for a run. I got to clean, and I think I now have to rearrange the studio without touching this setup. This setup has to be, I think I got to rearrange everything. Figure out a way to do the TV. What if we could hang the TV? I wonder if that would be an option. All right, we'll work all that out. Again, support the show monetarily if you can. Tips are always appreciated. And you can also please come back and join us at 9 o'clock tonight. That's it. It's always awkward. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll be back tonight at 9 o'clock. Wait a second. Wait a second. We may as well do this right now. I just realized this. Where is it? Okay. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm telling everybody to come back tonight at 9 o'clock.
Pugs, talk to me, bud.
Hey, are you doing? By the way, I'm still streaming, so you're on the stream. Are you doing the show tonight, or are you doing some stupid Valentine's thing with your lovely wife?
Oh no! Luckily for me, my wife had to go out of town because her dad's on his deathbed.
Luckily for you.
Yeah, so I didn't have to spend a bunch of money on a Valentine's Day dinner.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. I just wanted to make sure before I promoted everyone come back and join us at 9 o'clock that we were actually going to do a show tonight.
I am absolutely going to be there. No one loves us, Pugs.
Well, I appreciate it. And give your wife my best. I'm sorry to hear that.
All right.
Okay. Bye. There he goes. There we go. All right, James. So look at that. So we do. So we have. I just erased the song. That's not good. All right, so we will be back tonight at 9:00. I did, as I was promoting it and thinking that, I was like, oh, wait a second. Are we even going to have James? Because, those people, they have a lot of sex and they make a lot of babies. Like a lot of babies. And this would be like baby making day. But as he said, luckily for me, my wife's husband is dying. I'm telling you. He's cold. That's a terrible thing to say. It's only funny because it's so disturbing. Pending quest. Okay. Oh, Leslie hooked me up with some pot roast, and you know what? Leslie, would you be upset if I told you that I ended up not getting the pot roast, but instead I got the meatloaf? It looks so good. I went to Lucky's, which is just like a couple of blocks away from here. And I walked up to Lucky's and I carried my little thing back. And it was because Leslie tipped the show by sending me a wonderful little note. A couple of us, go get yourself some pot roast. That's so sweet. That is like the. But I didn't. I went with the meatloaf because it looks so good. I saw the meatloaf and I was like, ooh. It came with like garlic mashed potatoes and then like these little carrots that were. Oh. And I was walking back. I was like thinking, I'm like, man, I would not have this. I'm gonna have myself a very good meal, and I would not have had this if not for the generosity of. So thank you. Oh, you guys, I totally forgot. I haven't finished it yet, but we're going to have to go through this. I'm going to give you guys a couple of days to watch this. But are you guys watching Inventing Anna on Netflix? Oh my God. Okay, first of all, it's Ruth. Do you like Ozark? Right? It's Ruth Langmar from Ozark. And she plays this it's the story of Anna Delvey. Now, if you don't know who Anna Delvey is, might I suggest you Google her? Anna Delvey, this was a story that I was semi-obsessed with a couple of years ago when it was happening. Anna Delvey is a German heiress, a German billionaire heiress. Maybe you've seen the memes going around on social media, fake German heiress or whatever. Anna Delvey was a German heiress who somehow implanted herself in the highest spots of New York Manhattan society. She was running with the big dogs, and not only running with the big dogs, like she was in control of the big dogs. She became like the coolest society girl in Manhattan for a couple of years. And the other funny thing is that she's got this like Forrest Gump kind of thing about her, where all of these other people who in the years since who have made headlines for other terrible things she was associated with. Like one of her running buddies, one of the people that she went out drinking with into clubs and parties and dinners was Martin Shkreli. You know Martin Shkreli, the pharma bro, the guy who's in jail, the guy who bought the Wu-Tang, that dude. So she's like hanging out with Martin Shkreli. She lived with Billy McFarland. She was crashing at Billy McFarland. She was crashing at Billy McFarland's house. Who's Billy McFarland? Let me finish. She was crashing at Billy McFarland's Soho loft when he was planning Fire Festival. She's just like, she was involved with all of young Manhattan, and she was like their ruler. They all looked up to her because she was this big, well, they all had money too, but she came from this wealthy German family, and her father had her on a trust fund, and except it turned out that was all a con. She was just white trash from Siberia, Russia. She was just like some Russian girl pretending to be a German heiress who just got tired of being poor and decided, well, I'm the world's greatest actress and I am just going to become the meanest of the mean girls and everybody is going to love me. She did it. And Ruth Langmore plays her. Julia Garner, I think is her name. Julia Garner plays Anna Delvey. It is so good, you guys. It's on Netflix, Inventing Anna. It is so good. I'm loving it. I started I'm loving it. I started watching on Saturday night, like I don't know, 8 o'clock. I think I stumbled onto it and I saw it on Netflix and I'm like, oh, that's the fake German heiress girl. Ooh, I love that story because there was like a great, I want to say, I don't know, it was like Rolling Stone or Vanity Fair or whatever. There's this great article a couple of years about how she just conned the shit out of everybody. And I'm like, oh my God, they made a TV show about it. I didn't even know. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's Ruth from Ozark is playing her. Oh, this is a must watch. So I started watching it like Saturday evening at like 8 o'clock. I was up till 4:30 in the morning. I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't stop watching. I like ripped through. It's 9 episodes. I ripped through like 6 episodes, 7 episodes, whatever. Oh, it's so good. And then my intention was to come home from the Super Bowl and finish it off, but I didn't. I got the final episode I got to watch, and I got half of the second to last episode that I got to watch. It is so good, you guys. It is so good. I'm telling. Okay, so this on the backs of the Tinder swindler. So you guys know that, like, Simon Liev, the Tinder swindler, that I am kind of like, you go, dude, you go. I'm a big fan of Simon Liev. I am now such a huge fan of Anna Delvey. I love her. You want to know why? Well, Pugs, why do you like these con people? I'll tell you why I like these con people. Because these are poor people who looked at the wealth gap and they looked at the way wealthy people behave and they concocted ways to just rip off these wealthy 1% silver spoon generational wealth types. Anna Delvey especially. Anna Delvey took money from people whose, grandfather discovered oil back in 1918. She was poor, came from nothing, and she decided, well, what does it matter if I lie to these assholes? These people are all assholes, and I'm going to take them for all they're worth. Anna Delvey is my hero. As a matter of fact, I want a fake German heiress t-shirt. I want one of those t-shirts that say fake German heiress, because I am a big fan of Anna Delvey. Inventing Anna on Netflix. You'll love it. It's here's what surprises me. It's a Shonda Rhimes thing, Shonda Rhimes, who Scandal and all those big TV hits for ABC. She signed a huge deal with Netflix where she's only going to be developing her new series and miniseries and all that stuff for Netflix now. And I believe this is the first one. I believe this is Shonda Rhimes' first. And I'm not a big Shonda Rhimes. I don't know. I didn't watch Scandal. I always thought that she was for ladies, and maybe she is, but this Inventing Anna is awesome. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. Okay, we'll see you tonight at 9 o'clock. Watching, and if you're so blessed that you can watch TV in the middle of the afternoon, and hardly any of us are, watch Inventing Anna, and then tell me tonight at 9 o'clock what you think. Leslie says Shonda is a genius, and I do not know that to be true because I'm not familiar. I know that she is wildly successful. I know that I have a block in my head that tells me, yeah, she's like one of these woke, go girl, head shaker, female friendly, all men suck kind of TV producers. And that may or may not be the case. Although I will tell you, I don't think that anymore because this is incredibly entertaining. She is Shonda Rhimes. Is it Shonda Rhimes or is that the girl, the country singer from here, from Texas? No, that's Leanne Rhymes. And is it Rhymes? Is it Rhymes? I don't know. Whoever, I am kind of seeing your point now, Leslie, about how, yes. And you know what? You're right. I'd totally forgotten that Julia Garner, Ruth Langmore from Ozark, was on The Americans. But yeah, she was good on The Americans. Didn't she play like the daughter of that general? And she was targeted in some weird, creepy older guy, young high school girl. Anyway, yeah, Julia Garner, man, boy. If you've watched her as Ruth Langmore on Ozark and gone, holy cow, this girl is something special, you got to see her as the fake German heiress. I mean, if you wondered, can she play any other role other than walking around with a frizzy perm and, looking, because she had kind of the same Ruth look in The Americans. Can she play any other role? Yeah, she can. She can. She plays Euro trash. She's got an accent throughout all 9 hours of this series. She does this fake gymnast. She is so good. Julia Garner is amazing. Whoa, whoa. Jeff Glenn says Julia Garner is strangely sexy. Okay, so here, let me address that. I never really thought of her as sexy. So like in The American, she played like a high school girl who was kind of an awkward high school girl. So it wasn't like overtly sexual in any way. And it was also kind of creepy because she was dating like a guy that was in his 40s. So that was weird. And then in Ozark, I don't find her sexy at all. She's not trying to be sexy. Like she's not trying to be, an ingenue or anything like that. I think she's just amazing. Like, I just think that I see her as very asexual. Like I don't consider her to be, I don't look at her and think sex in any way, shape or form, but, her portrayal of the fake German heiress is very sexy. So it's funny that you bring that up, that you find her to be strangely sexy, because I had never thought of her as someone who could be a sexy, beautiful leading lady until this Inventing Anna. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, she's beautiful. She is really a pretty girl. And in this show, she dresses so good. She like just has this amazing, the character of Anna that she plays has this amazing fashion sense. And she's just so classy looking and she's just beautiful. So yeah, so you're right. I'm with you now. I think Julia Garner's sexy for the first time ever. Ugh. And I'm sure she's pleased to hear that. I'm sure that right now someone's going, hey, some fat middle-aged man who streams on YouTube in the middle of the day thinks you're sexy. Oh, no, really? Do you think he'll call? That's not good. To be undone. That is understood. It's understood, yo. I'll travel far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest. All right, bye, everybody. Appreciate you.